Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Here in the Bronx, CC Sabathia will take the mound to try to win this series on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon at Yankee Stadium. As Hyundai presents the Sunday game of the week. It's the New York Yankees against the Detroit Tigers in the rubber game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with John Flaherty and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Not a great day for the Yankees yesterday. They made a spirited comeback, fell short. They lost 7-5. And the reason that they had to come back for the second straight game, second straight start, Freddie Garcia lasted just an inning and 2/3. Really struggling, John.
Well, he's struggling, and because of that, he's going to be demoted to the bullpen. But in yesterday's start, it was all about the split-finger fastball. Last season, it was good. This year, it has not been good. In the first inning, an 0-2 pitch, he hangs it in the middle of the plate. That ends up to be a 3-run home run. The fastball doesn't have the velocity like it had last year. All the secondary pitches because of that are flat, and he's been getting hammered this year. He's going to be demoted to the bullpen. There will be a new opportunity for a Yankee starter.
The Yankees are 11-9, so there's nothing to complain about when you consider their starters have pitched this poorly. Look at the ERA, 6.37. Batters are hitting .314 against them, 20 home runs allowed, and the reason they are 11-9, the Yankee bullpen has been on fire, 2.09 ERA, second best in the American League. Speaking of starters, the New York Lottery pitching matchup, Max Scherzer, who did so well for the Tigers against the Yankees in the division series last year, he struggled so far this year. He'll oppose CC Sabathia 2-0 with a 5.27. Paul, last time out, Sabathia pitched well against the Rangers.
Yeah, he pitched against a good hitting team down in Texas, and it was probably his best outing of the year. He really hasn't got it going yet either. He has a 2-0 record, but here he has his power slider. He threw the ball well. He got a good lead early, and he pitched well with it. But with the holes in the Yankee rotation, it's very important now that the Yankees win when CC Sabathia is on the hill.
Well, 7+ innings out of the bullpen yesterday, so they expect innings from him today. And he's going to have to face this guy, Miguel Cabrera, red hot. Hit a home run yesterday. John Flaherty's going to break it down about Miguel Cabrera next, right here on Yes.
We've asked Johnny Doubletime to show how you can't beat the deals at Bay Ridge Toyota or Toyota of Manhattan with a drum.
If you think this is amazing, just wait till you see what these two dealerships mean to you. Double the inventory, double the satisfaction, double the savings. Drum roll! Get a new 2012 Toyota Camry LE for only $189 per month. Now that's a deal you can't beat with a drum.
Thanks, Johnny. Come into Toyota of Manhattan or Bay Ridge Toyota and save money on deals you can't beat with a drum.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
As a photographer in New York City, I need to keep pace with the changing technology of a cutting-edge industry. So I shop at 17th Street Photo, where I rely on the most innovative Canon equipment. The staff understands the needs of photo professionals. I've depended on their advice for choosing Canon products. I can thank 17th Street Photo and the latest Canon models for helping to turn my passion into my profession. For your professional photography and Canon needs, visit 17th Street Photo on 17th between 5th and 6th Avenues or online at 17photo.com.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball, everybody. Let's take a look at the American League home run leaders. Josh Hamilton has 9, and then 3 are tied with 7. There's Granderson, there's Napoli, and the guy we're going to talk about, Miguel Cabrera. Hi, everybody. That's John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay, and Paul O'Neill will rejoin us in just a moment. Cabrera hit a home run in the 7th inning yesterday, John, skying it the other way. For a big right-handed guy who has a lot of power, he takes the ball that way a lot.
Well, you know, Michael, he's a power hitter, but I think more importantly, he's a really good hitter in that he uses all fields and he has power the other way. And when you're catching behind him, there's no room for error. If you throw a slider in the middle of the plate, he's got the power to take it out the other way. If you throw a fastball in, he can still hit it the other way. A very good hitter who happens to be a very strong opposite field hitter.
And the interesting thing about Cabrera is I think for the first 2 strikes, he might be thinking about the home run. Then he becomes a different hitter with 2 strikes.
Well, with 2 strikes, and if you watch his body, he doesn't try to do too much. He almost spreads out a little bit and really uses his hands. That's what jumped out to me on that replay, the way his hands work the other way.
Cabrera got fielder. That's a pretty good middle of the order for the Detroit Tigers, and that's what CC Sabathia is going to try to control in this Sunday afternoon game between the Yankees and the Tigers. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball next, right here on Yes.
Here comes the pitch. Strike swing. A no-hitter. A perfect game for John Larson.
The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
Yankees fans, bring your family, friends, or business associates to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in an individual game suite. Individual game suites can accommodate up to 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Call 212-YANKEES or log on to yankees.com/suites today.
It's time to clean out your garage for a car that's worthy of being the 2012 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Volkswagen Passat. That's the power of German engineering.
Right now, lease the 2012 Passat for $219 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by the professionals at your tri-state GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? Beautiful shot from Heritage Field. And here at Yankee Stadium, CC Sabathia is taking his warm-ups. And why don't we take a look at the Detroit lineup that he is going to face, put together by manager Jim Leyland. Tigers come in at 11-10. Austin Jackson leads off. He'll play center. Batting second and playing right field, Brendan Bosch. Miguel Cabrera, the third baseman, hits third. Cleaning up first baseman, Prince Fielder. Brad Eldred, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing left field, Ryan Rayburn. Ramon Santiago plays shortstop today. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Gerald Laird. And Danny Worth, the second baseman, will bat ninth.
Jim Leyland, manager of the Detroit Tigers, sends that lineup out there to face the #1 starter for the New York Yankees, CC Sabathia. Decent start, 2-0. The ERA a little bit high, 27 hits and 27 in the third innings. Take a look at our pitcher's scouting report on Sabathia, and it's the same old April for CC. Worst month of any season, 19-14 record, 4.18 ERA, and that is the worst of any month for CC. But the strikeouts are on the rise, 30 strikeouts already. That's a career high for his first 4 starts, and maybe a little revenge against the Tigers. Did not have a good postseason last October, 3 appearances and ERA over 6, so trying to get a little revenge this afternoon.
So the winner of this game wins the series. It's tied 1 game apiece. Yankees won on Friday night. They lost yesterday. So this is the rubber game. Scherzer against Sabathia. Tigers 11-10, Yankees 11-9. Austin Jackson digs in. CC Sabathia is ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is high, and we are underway. Jackson 6 hits in his last 11 at bats, hitting .299 on the season. Strike, count 1-1.
Guys, I think about CC Sabathia in his Yankee career. I mean, he's kind of gotten off to slow starts, and at the beginning you worried a little bit. Now at this point you're like, it's only a matter of time before he gets on a run.
Just a beautiful day for baseball.
The fans are cheering. They got the roll call going early. It is. This is what Yankee Stadium is supposed to look like on the day game.
Doesn't look as if there's a cloud in the sky. Not too hot, not too cool, just perfect. There's a postcard right there. And the 2-2. Strike three. Austin Jackson down looking. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 58 degrees, 23% humidity. Wind is 12 miles per hour, and it is mostly sunny today.
I think that wind might gust to 14 or something.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's just a steady 12.
That's what we're hearing. Old Glory out in left field, and here's Brendan Bosch. Yankees have never really been able to handle Bosch since he's come up. 20 hits and 50 at-bats. That's an even 400. And he tries to bunt against Sabathia. Fouls it off.
You know, it's funny, Flash, because when you see Brendan Bosch, he's had great numbers. He had a great spring training. He's got off to kind of a tough start. That right there, he was thinking about 2 hours before the game. I'm going to try to drag bunt before. That's not something that just came about on the on-deck circle. He came in knowing CC Sabathia, tough at bat, first at bat. I'm going to try to lay one down and get a cheap hit.
Driven out into left center field. A long run for Granderson. He can't get there, and it will roll to the wall. Bosch is at second. He'll stop right there with a double. That was better than the drag bunt.
You know what? He was setting them up. He brought the infielders and the outfielders in and then just busted one over his head. But this is the same problem you saw yesterday with Freddie Garcia. Ball up in the zone. And for a lefty, I can tell you, when you're facing a lefty, you see the ball up in the zone much better than you do down away.
We talked about it Friday night, Paul. I mean, you're hitting second in this lineup for the Tigers. You are going to get plenty of pitches to hit. I mean, it's not going to be the pitchers are pitching around you. You're going to throw a lot of fastballs because they're worried about Cabrera and Fielder coming up later on in the lineup.
You talk about Cabrera. You talk about lifetime numbers. Not too many guys have great lifetime numbers. He does against CC Sabathia. He's handled him well. 9 for 16 total. 563, 2 home runs.
Count 1-0 to Cabrera.
Just think of him as a hitter, though. I mean, CC tried to throw that fastball in on his hands first at bat. He can block that ball off the other way for a base hit and RBI. Anything soft, he can power it out the other way.
Ground ball to Jeter for the second out. Let's check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Raul Ibanez at left, Curtis Granderson in center, and Nick Swisher over in right. Infield, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Robinson Cano, and Mark Teixeira third to first. Chris Stewart behind the plate, and Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound.
Rich Fielder, Flash, you and I both, opening game of this series, loved his approach, especially against Boone Logan out of the pen against a lefty that night. Everything was to left field. See if they try to bust him in as a left-handed hit.
Pitch outside. Yankees have allowed a lot of first inning runs, 26, which is a franchise record for the first 20 games. Nova is the only Yankee starter not to allow a first inning run. 1-1.
Now you're Chris Stewart behind the plate, and Paul, you're talking about how Fielder was going the other way against Boone Logan, and you got all these thoughts in your head. You know what? He went the other way against the lefty, but if I go inside, it's a short porch. How do you attack? Good pitch there, fastball in.
You know one thing, if I'm a hitter and I just saw that inside fastball, I am looking away, away, away. I don't think I'm going to see it twice in a bat if I'm Prince Fielder, knowing how short that porch is in right.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. So CC doesn't allow a first inning run, and he strikes out the dangerous Fielder. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Tigers nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/10000000% is filtered naturally beneath the earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
A long two-run home run for Nick Swisher. Makes the play, and the Yankees sweep the Orioles.
Tomorrow, Jeter wraps up his red-hot April as the Bombers look to continue their domination of the Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 without any batting practice today, only on Yes.
We don't make sports cars. We don't make SUVs. We don't make hybrids. And we don't make luxury sedans. We only make one thing. The ultimate driving machine. Lease a BMW 328i xDrive sedan for $328 a month, and we'll make your first 2 payments.
All right, so the Tigers don't score in their half of the first. Let's look at the Yankees starting lineup, which is presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, leads off, batting second, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Alex Rodriguez at third base will hit third. Cleaning up, second baseman Robinson Cano. Mark Teixeira at first base, he'll bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Raul Ibanez at left field hits seventh. The number 8 hitter, the DH, Eric Chavez. And Chris Stewart in center field will bat ninth.
Well, Joe Girardi sends that lineup out against a tough right-hander, Max Scherzer. You look at the numbers on the year. He's gotten off to a slow start. The ERA over 8 and 30 hits in 19 2/3 innings. Look at our pitcher scouting report. He has better stuff than those numbers. Good fastball, slider, and a changeup. And a little confidence boost, I thought, last year in the division series against the Yankees. 7 1/3 innings, only 1 earned run. Picked up a win in that ball game. Really threw a good game. Thought it would help him this year. But he's done a terrible job with the shutdown innings. When the Tigers scores in an inning, he has an ERA over 12 the next half inning. That is not a good stat for a pitcher.
Derek Jeter is 0 for 9 after his 15-game hitting streak. And Scherzer deals outside.
Talking to a couple of the scouts with the Tigers, and they say he's kind of working on a two-seamer, and a lot of Justin Verlander is teaching them to start out a little low, you know, 91, 92 the sinker. Before middle innings you start throwing that four-seamer at 97, and I don't know that everybody can be Justin Verlander.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And to me, I think you come out, you start mowing guys down, and then you get, you know, then you worry about a rhythm. But this is a guy on a scouting report. You look at his numbers; they're not good so far. And then you see his first fastball, and you're like, how is this guy giving up this many runs?
And you talk about the combination. It's fastball, changeup is his best off-speed pitch, slider is his worst. But they're all above average.
That double clutch from a catcher, that usually means what happened, huh?
Where's that pitch? Down and away. Rob Drake behind the plate, home plate umpire today.
And Jeter walks. Let's check out the Tigers defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Rayburn, Jackson, and Bosch, that's left to right. Infield, Cabrera, Santiago, Worth, and Fielder third to first. Laird behind the plate, and Scherzer is on the mound. Granderson, 5 hits in his last 23 at-bats, 269 overall. Home plate umpire is Rob Drake. Calls that one low.
You're pitching right now, and you're going through a little tough time. Your first 6 pitches, you feel like 5 of them have been strikes, none of them been called. You're thinking, uh-oh, where do I go from here?
Popped up. Cabrera runs out of room.
You know, guys, I'm driving to the field today, and I'm thinking about Scherzer. And last postseason was in the studio, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. And I remember saying, you know, this guy's got great stuff, but can he come into Yankee Stadium in a playoff start and get it done against the Yankees? And he did. 7 1/3, 1 earned run. And I really thought that game would set him on kind of the next level of his career, but he's gotten off to a slow start.
A bunt by Granderson. The play is made by Laird, so it's a sacrifice, 2-3. As Jeter moves into scoring position.
He's always pitched well here, so he's not intimidated by the Yankees. You see this. I don't know if this was trying to get a hit, but it, you know, it ends up being a good sacrifice.
Jeter's on second, A-Rod at the plate. A-Rod 4 for 7 in this series. Count 0-1.
Yeah, I'm going to pay attention to that pitch today. Talking to Jim Price, the old Tiger broadcaster for years, he said Scherzer just has not been using his slider as much as he should. It's been fastball, changeup, and even a right-handed hitter is a good first pitch slider. Alex Rodriguez had him fooled. But a lot easier, Paul, when you're only worried about 2 pitches as opposed to 3, and one that's moving across the plate.
Yeah, I think that you're going to see these last couple games, yesterday especially, they're pitching Alex Rodriguez backwards, which they did. Verlander did the first day. He threw things away late in the count, and Alex had some great swings, drove one of them out of here as a home run. Now I think when they get ahead, you're going to see balls pounded inside where Alex can't use that right field porch.
Found him inside there. Count 1-2.
I'm very surprised. I mean, he, like I said, took Verlander deep, had some good swings. If you see anything other than a, just a flat-out mistake where he gets something hard away with 2 strikes.
94-mile-an-hour fastball low. Count 2-2.
That low strike's not a good one today, huh?
It's non-existent early on. If you're Alex, you've seen 2 sliders and 2 fastballs, and the best off-speed pitch for Scherzer is the changeup. Like a fastball in, a quick nod.
I was going to say, why have more than one sign? Oh my. That was a triple clutch on the catcher there. Ball must be in. Good pitch. Way in. See that flash? Catcher's framing that thing, always think it hits the corner.
3-2. And a walk to Alex Rodriguez.
Well, what do you say here, Flash? I mean, you're throwing some good pitches, and all of a sudden you've had 2 walks in the first inning. What do you say right
If
here?
you're Laird, you go out there and say, listen, you're all around the plate. Don't get frustrated. You try to reassure a guy, I'll get those pitches for you later. I'm going to start working with Rob Drake, talking to him a little bit. Don't get frustrated because you're throwing the ball well.
And if I'm pitching, I say, Flash, I'm frustrated. I want him now. I don't want him later. Does that work?
Do the best we can for you, Max. If you're Alex Rodriguez, you got to be thinking, man, I was 0-2 with 2 good sliders. Now I'm standing on first base. This might be a good day.
Yeah. Well, you're just waiting for that bust-out game for Robinson Cano. He just has not had it so far. You know it's coming. Big days usually start with a big first at bat.
Chasing Jeter back. No one was there to get the throw. Cano has 1 hit in his last 10 at bats. He's just 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position. And the numbers against Scherzer are not great, although the 1 hit, a home run. 0-1.
Guys, I think back to Friday night with Robinson and some of the swings that we showed from the side. He's just going forward just a little bit. And I mean, and we're talking about a guy who's hitting 250. I would love to get off to a start hitting 250 and be struggling, but he's so much better than that.
You see Scherzer, I mean, right-handed, left-handed, he's really just not a comfortable at bat. He can overthrow some stuff. He has good velocity. At times he can make perfect pitches. It's a guy you really have to battle as a hitter because there's so many things going on with movement, velocity, control issues at times. There's a changeup we talked about.
You know, a lot of times, Paul, I watch a hitter and how he takes a tough pitch. I mean, Robinson Cano did not even flinch at that changeup right there. And as a catcher, you would feel that and you'd be, oh, well, he's seeing the ball pretty good because this is a good changeup down, a little on his front side, but not even a thought of offering. Tells me a guy's seeing the ball pretty well.
Grounded to first. Fielder thought about second, flips to Scherzer for the sure out, and the runners move up with 2 outs.
I think Prince Fielder he got here, and Alex Rodriguez, you know, right in that baseline that makes for a tough throw. I don't think Santiago got over there far enough beyond second base to give him an angle, an easy throw to second, so he makes a smart play and just gets an out.
And Fielder, to be honest, is somewhat misnamed. He's not a great fielder. He's a great hitter. So the Yankees wouldn't mind if he tried to make that throw to second. Must be nice for Mark. He looks around and the Tigers are not over shifting the way most teams do, especially the Tampa Bay Rays. For Teixeira, this is pretty much straight up. 2 hits in his last 20 at bats. Count 1-1.
Michael, I listened to you talk about that though, and the numbers against Scherzer, they're 300. Joe Madden, manager at Tampa Bay, kind of this new wave, new era of a manager, does all the stats and the shifting. Jim Leland, as old school, I think, as you can get with the Tigers. Right. Shade him a little bit to pull. Nothing drastic.
You know, Don Zimmer used to really remind me of that. You know, you talk about Jim Leland being the old school, just screaming. You know, we've been playing this game for 100 years, and now you're going to change things. You know, it's just the way the positions were made. And it's all about tendencies now, Flash. You're right about the scouting reports. And
grounded to second. Worth is there, and that'll do it. So the Yankees strand 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left. We played 1 at the stadium. There's no score. Yankees Tigers.
You could have bought any luxury sedan, but you're driving a Hyundai Genesis. Do tell. The booth.
I've always had Mercedes, a BMW. This is the most amazing car I've ever driven.
Very good warranty, that's very important. You're guaranteed trade-in value.
It has a lot of horsepower.
After test driving, I was sold.
I just love it.
Now we have something to tell you.
Lease a 2012 Genesis for $399 a month, or get one for 0.9% APR plus $500 bonus cash at your local Hyundai dealer.
The network that brings you Mad Men and the producers of Undercover Boss invite you to experience a cutthroat competition.
We hate to lose.
This is a business without rules.
Every week, 2 rival ad agencies.
If we don't get a large account, it's disaster.
1 winner.
This is it, guys.
No second place.
We want to win.
The Pitch series premiere tomorrow night at 9, only on AMC.
Whether you buy a pre-owned or used car, it's new to you. At preownedacura.tv, you'll get new car treatment at pre-owned prices that don't make you feel used. Low prices without giving up selection or service. Choose from New York's largest inventory of pre-owned Acuras in showroom fresh condition and guaranteed to satisfy you with our 48-hour worry-free exchange policy. So if you're in the market for a pre-owned Acura that's indistinguishable from new, experience the new car way to buy a pre-owned vehicle that won't make you feel used at preownedacura.tv.
I've been manufacturing concrete paving stones for almost 30 years. Many homeowners continue to choose Cambridge with Armortech because of our experience and unique technology. And no other manufacturer has Armortech. That's what sets us apart. After all, you're making an investment. And don't be fooled by Armortech imitators or products that endorse having the color go through. Cambridge with Armortech. The proof is in the paver.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech will always look like new.
It's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Today's question is, so far this season, which of these storylines has been the most intriguing? You can text us at 42951, and the choices are Angels issues, Cardinals success, Kemp's dominance, or Nationals winning. I'd say Angels issues.
The most unbelievable one for me is number one, because you know the Nationals could get off to a great start. Sure, will they hold on? Who knows? But the Angels coming into the year, you'd expect them just to, on paper, just to pound people away and contend with Texas. Texas has continued to play the way they have in the past few years, and the Angels are scuffling.
Eldred swings and misses,
and Pujols still does not have a home run. And it's just amazing.
Flash, did you ever have those times where you just didn't hit a home run for a long time and you'd go to bed at night and just you dwell on it, you know, and it's once it's over you wonder why you worried about it so much, but it drives you crazy as a player.
Nice scoop there by Teixeira to get Eldred. If you need some info on the text poll, the Angels 7-14, and as the guys mentioned, Pujols does not have a home run. Cardinals 14-7 with a new manager who'd never managed before, first in the National League Central. Kemp leads the majors in average home runs and RBI, so it would be a major league triple crown. And the Nationals 14-7, first in the National League East. Mike Matheny.
That's
another catcher.
You talk about things that happen in the game, and this year with two managers, Robert Ventura's never managed in the major leagues. All of a sudden, boom, you got a couple managers with no experience. They end up winning. The next thing you know, Flash, we got a chance. You know that?
Well, the great thing with Ventura, he never managed or coached anywhere. He was relaxing at home.
Well, his best attribute, and we all know Robin, is the total opposite of Ozzie Guillen.
Oh yeah,
going to go in there as a calm personality. Yeah. He's gotten off to a nice start, and the guys are buying in.
And these catchers, John, it must be in the DNA.
Well, Matheny was doing some work over there, right, with St. Louis?
Like roving work, but he had never coached or managed in the minors.
That's a tough pitch right there. CC kind of cuts in there. 92 right on under the right-hander's hand. Tough one to handle. Really, the only thing you can do that if you hit it hard is to pull the foul. So I mean, it's a no-win situation for a hitter when a pitcher can control that pitch.
I was just thinking, as you mentioned, pull it foul, it makes you wide open for that slider. If a catcher sees you that early and throw that slider down and in, you swing right over the top. Pretty good take there.
Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Sabathia.
Well, you're starting to notice, too, a little comfort level with Chris Stewart behind the plate and CC Sabathia on the mound. They have worked last couple of starts. At the beginning of some of those games, maybe the rhythm and routine was not on. But as the games progressed, it seems like both these guys getting on the same page, and a great look at a good slider.
Joe Girardi was asked, is Stewart the personal catcher for Sabathia? And he vigorously said, no, 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 no. He said, but I do like when I have a backup catcher to maybe keep him to two pitchers so they could get comfortable with him. He said, but he is not CC's personal catcher. Russell Martin with the day off, at least to this point. Foul ball. Sabathia, as I mentioned, with 3 strikeouts, and coming into this game, he had 30 strikeouts, his career high over his first 4 starts of the season.
That's good news for him, because when I watch CC at this point, I mean, he really hasn't gotten it going like we'll see in the middle of the season. Velocity in the low 90s as opposed to the mid 90s. Slider has gotten better, but the changeup's still not 100% there.
I think a majority of his strikeouts were changeups last year. I mean, that was a good strikeout pitch for him. And you know, as a hitter, you look at him out there, you know, he's a big guy, throws hard, good power slider, and you don't think of that changeup, and he'll wear you out with it. There's one right there. I know one thing. The first time I saw CC Sabathia as a Cleveland Indian, he wouldn't even think of throwing a changeup.
No.
He was rearing back and throwing as hard as he could, and he'd throw a curveball once in a while.
An interesting pitch selection for me right there. Fastball up and away to a kind of a slappy right-handed hitter. Usually you see the fastball up and in, maybe to set up a pitch down and away. Rarely do you see the fastball up and away.
Gerald Laird on deck.
Santiago getting a lot of respect here. He's struggled against lefties this year.
Swing and a miss.
Continues to.
Strikeout number 4 as the Tigers go down in order 1, 2, 3. For the Yankees, Nick Swisher, red hot. He'll start it off in the second. See ya! Alex Rodriguez, the youngest man ever to get to 600 home runs.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Bring a group of your friends, family members, or business associates out to Yankee Stadium and enjoy Yankees baseball in a private party suite or in one of our great group locations. For more information, visit Yankees.com, call 212-YANKEES, or email groups@Yankees.com.
We're your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
An airline's job is to take you from where you are to where you need to be. And we're not just talking about points on a map. With a more intuitive Delta website and mobile app and the most Wi-Fi equipped planes, we let you be everywhere at once. Innovations like these are extending our reach so that you can extend yours. And now, even at 30,000 feet, you can still touch the ground.
Technology accelerates at a relentless pace. Anything not moving forward is moving backward. Introducing the 2013 GS with the Lexus Inform app suite, the most connected information and communication technology available in an automobile. The all-new Lexus GS. Lease the 2013 GS 350 for $599 a month for 36 months, with $46.24 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Listen up, Cablevision customers. You won't have to miss a game again now that you can watch live Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptops with Optimum Online. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Nick Swisher, 18th time in his career he had a 2-home run game, multi-home run game. And 11th time he did it from each side of the plate. There's a strike.
I'll tell you what, looking back at this is the 3rd game at this series, Nick Swisher for the Yankees swinging the bat better than anybody in the lineup right now. And, you know, he came into this series not hitting lefties well, but, you know, right-handed okay, but he's had some really good swings this whole series from both sides of the plate.
So much talk about, well, Nick is thinner this year, and you see the home runs from both sides of the plate, and Teixeira leads. That's all time with 13.
That really surprises me that Eddie Murray isn't up there a lot higher. He had, what, 500 or 600? 500, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And there's so much talk about Nick. Well, he's gotten off to a good start this year because he lost weight and came into camp in shape. And I talked to him about it. So I said, did you lose much weight? He goes, I was 196 last year. I'm 195 this year. As he swings and misses, I said, well, why are people thinking that you did such different things? He said, because I redirected the weight. He said, now, if you want to say I lost weight from the first time I was a Yankee, he said, I came into camp then at 225.
Wow.
He said, so I was a lot bigger. He said, now I've redistributed it on my body.
Well, he was talking, he did a different workout, right? It was
Yes.
more powerlifting and things like that, which maybe he made a little bit of an adjustment because he had a bad spring injury-wise. And I think about his start, the month of April, how good it was, and he didn't have a full spring training.
Missed a lot because of a hip pointer problem, groin injury. Our truck looked it up, Paul, 504 for Eddie Murray.
A lot of homers, any way you look at it.
I think guys like Murray, though, and Mantle, they probably didn't get a chance to hit from each side of the plate because you didn't have that many different moves pitching-wise. Yeah, you didn't have setup guys and specialization guys. So if a righty started, you would probably get hitting the whole game left-handed.
Well, that must have been a good feeling, Flash, when a righty started and he had nothing and he was going to pitch. That's just the way it was. And the guys coming out of the bullpen were guys that weren't good enough to be starters. So if you got to the pen, you really got to make some hay. Now you've got lefties that are throwing sidearms, standing on their head, all kinds of stuff going on in the bullpen.
The guy standing on the head must be a distraction.
It's a tough time. It's hard to pick up the baseball.
So Ibanez walks. And here's Chavez getting a lot of playing time. Yesterday he was the third baseman. Today he's the DH. Yesterday he actually pinch hit and almost won the game. Or tied the game with a long fly ball right down the line, but Kelly made the play. He was the third baseman on Friday.
Well, you think back to last year, and Eric got some opportunities early on and was swinging the bat well, and then went down with the injury. You just keep your fingers crossed. Some days at DH, playing a little third, maybe a little first.
In the Yankees' first 20 games, Alex Rodriguez has already DH'd 5 times. So you could see that following through 6 months in the season. He'll probably DH 30 times, maybe a little bit more, as they try to keep him healthy and keep him fresh.
Tell you what, looking back at yesterday's game, he just missed tying that game up in the bottom of the ninth. The Yankees fought back, got him to the plate as a tying run off Valverde, and just missed. Valverde made a mistake and came in, and he just missed it. We might still be here, Michael. You would have missed the Broadway show and everything.
I did see it. Magic Bird, good job about Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. I got there with plenty of time to spare.
Oh, made for a great night for us.
Did.
I got to about 42, had my great dinner with Frank and Mayor. Everything was perfect.
Ground ball through for a base hit. Ibanez will stop at second. So Chavez picks up a single.
Now, does that frustrate you as a catcher, Flash? I mean, you've got a sinker baller trying to get a ground ball there. You know, he's kind of turning it over a little bit. You get the ground ball, but all of a sudden you look out and there's nobody in the hole.
Hey, you watch the action on this pitch, maybe up a little bit, but to your point, he gets the ground ball that he's looking for, but Eric's such a veteran hitter, sees that hole between first and second, a nice little 3-hopper. I'm sure you've done that a million times in your career.
Every once in a while, in the back of my mind, Don Zimmer would say, you know, when that guy's on first, there's a hole over there you could drive a truck through over there. And I'd get to the plate, you know, Knobloch Jeter would lead off with a single, and I'm like, God, there's a hole over there a truck could drive through.
Here's
Just
Chris
to remind
Stewart.
myself.
Chris Stewart actually has had advice passed to him from Reggie Jackson, and Reggie, great Hall of Famer, invokes our very own John Flaherty. And he has told Chris Stewart, John Flaherty was the perfect second catcher, because when he was up there, he knew what he was up there. He was a hack. He wasn't taking pitches, and he knew what he could do. And he said to Chris Stewart, if I ever see you taking more than 3 pitches, what are you doing? They don't want to walk you.
As we get loose, give yourself an opportunity,
well,
right?
You know what? And Reggie gave me that advice before I even made the team in the spring of '03 behind a batting cage. And he said, you're going to hit 9th in this lineup whenever you play. And you should be the guy that the visiting team is talking about on the way to LaGuardia Airport. That it wasn't A-Rod or Jeter or, Giambi at the time. It was Flaherty hitting 9th who ambushed us and got us with a big hit. And, to Chris Stewart's praise here, he's done that early. He's had a couple of big hits. But to Reggie's point, if you see 3 or 4 pitches as a backup and you're hitting 9th, it's probably not going to work out for you. And he's gotten 2 fastballs the first 2 pitches in the whole 0-2.
He told Chris, do what John did. Get up there, sit on the fastball, and pull it.
Yeah, I think it almost simplifies it, Paul, because as a backup, if you're worrying, if you're Chris Stewart, you're worrying about fastball, slider, changeup from Scherzer, you're in trouble. It's almost got to be get on the plate, look for a fastball, and pull it early. And if you do, great. If you don't, get back to work with CeCe.
Well, the thing is as a backup catcher, and now some of the backup catchers get much more action than they used to, but you're just not tuned in to hitting every day. You're not fine-tuned like these guys that are out there. So to pick up the slider or sit on a certain pitch, I mean, right, look for a fastball. They're coming after me. Put it in play and hope it finds grass.
And when you talk about a meeting with Laird and Scherzer before the game, I'm sure Chris Stewart was not the first priority on that list. It's how do we get the guys out in the middle, and you almost go through a generic scouting report on Stewart. Might have trouble with the breaking ball with 2 strikes. See what happens.
Popped up. And Fielder makes the play for the second out.
Michael, if I was playing right now, I would have been running in from right field. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I noticed.
I took the headphones off with 2 outs.
If we had a fine system here, you would have been fine.
Every once in a while in a flash, I don't. It's harder for a catcher, but you just swear there's 2 outs. You see a fly ball, you put your head down, or maybe you're hitting the next inning, you start running in, and all of a sudden you look and nobody else is moving.
First and second, 2 outs, and here is Jeter. He walked in the first inning.
I mentioned that changeup from Scherzer, his best off-speed pitch. Really didn't show it the first time through, but first pitch to Derek Jeter there, a changeup, and a good one.
One and one.
Kind of really reaches across his body when he tries to throw that ball to the outside corner, and he's almost tugging it. I mean, he's having trouble locating that ball in the outside corner to righties.
One 95 miles an hour.
Starting to heat up a little. And you see, he kind of crossfires, and he really reaches out and kind of pulls that ball over when he tries to throw the ball away. Looks comfortable on the neck, doesn't it, Flash? Just starting to let him loose. That's 94 there, and you get 94 with movement. Derek Jeter, A-Rod, some of those guys, you get it in on their hands. That's the tough pitch to hit.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score, bottom of the second.
Wow.
Everybody was moving off the field. But first base umpire Corey Blazer said no, he didn't go.
Well, if you're Gerald Laird behind the plate, you like the pitch. I mean, the first you're not even thinking. That ball's got plenty of plate in his mind. Right on the corner, perfect pitch. Does not get the call, but it's been a common theme from Rob Drake early on. Tight strike zone.
Everybody's heading to the third base side. Now the runners will go. Grounded in the hole. Nice stop by Santiago, and that saves a run, a base hit for Jeter.
Well, in my mind, Jeet got a break, and he took the most of it. He got a pitch over the plate there, drove it into the hole.
Nice play by Santiago to knock it down. Keeps it in the infield to save a run. But a nice job by Laird going out to the mound now to have a little conference with his pitchers. We get another look at the replay. Fastball down and away, and hits pretty hard. Laird's job, the catcher, is to calm your pitcher down. I mean, a close pitch. You didn't get the call. Now your base is loaded, 2 outs to a very, very dangerous Curtis Granderson.
Granderson sacrificed in the first inning. Want to know. That's a very small box that Drake is calling.
Well, and you can see Gerald Laird just turn around and ask Rob Drake. They're having a conversation right now because it's pitch after pitch. And
Flash, I'm going to kick you out of the booth. You're going to get ejected up here.
You know what? My guy's working hard. He's all around the plate, and the strikes. It's a hitter's umpire early on.
Again, what's going on here is you see pitch after pitch. This is his 50th pitch, you know, in the second inning.
Good pitch.
2-2.
Really good pitch. He's got a plus changeup and great arm action and the ability to throw it for a strike. 2-1. Drops down and away. It doesn't get much better than that.
You know what that hurts? Watch your elbow. It hurts your elbow because it kind of snaps at the end because you're so far extended with the bat and you're trying to reach.
2-2 pitch. 3-2. That'll start the runners.
It's becoming the theme here.
Well, all right, Paul, it's 2-2 and you see a changeup and he misses. I mean, the old saying in baseball, if you throw it 2-2, you might as well throw it again 3-2. Do you sit on it as a hitter?
No, I'm looking fastball. 3-2. He's having enough trouble getting that changeup over at time. He threw it.
And he walks him. That'll force in a run. Yankees lead 1-0. Now Jones, the pitching coach, will come out.
Well, that's a tough conversation. I mean, we've talked about the umpiring behind the plate, a lot of close pitches not going Scherzer's way. If you're a pitching coach, you really don't want to change too much. You know, you're doing a pretty decent job just not getting the close calls.
Just got to make sure, you know, you're down 1-0. Chances are your team's going to score some runs at some point. You can't allow your frustration right now to turn into a 4-0 game just because you kind of lose concentration.
That walk by Granderson, that was his 500th career RBI. Here's Alex. With the bases loaded, he walked in the first inning. Poured a fastball right in there, 0-1. 22 grand slams, one behind Lou Gehrig for the most all time. Eddie Murray retired. Manny Ramirez serving out of suspension will return after 50 games with the Oakland A's. Dribbled slowly to third. Going to be a tough play, and there'll be no play. A base hit for A-Rod. Chavez scores, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, if your Scherzer out on, what do you do, Paul? I mean, he throws a good changeup in. Alex rolls right over the top. Cabrera, his only play is to try to barehand it. Does not come up with it. A bunch of walks, a couple of infield hits, and a good look on Yesmo. Cabrera trying to get a handle. He cannot. And again, another look at the changeup. It was a first pitch fastball, second pitch changeup. Swings right over the top. Throwing the ball a lot better than what the numbers indicating early on in this game.
That ribby ties Alex Rodriguez with Willie Mays for 8th place on baseball's all-time RBI list. So they both now have 1,903 runs batted in.
If you know nothing about baseball, but you say, that just you throw Willie Mays in the mix, you're like, wow,
pretty good.
This guy must be pretty good.
And Willie Mays is his next target on the all-time home run list. Willie with 660. And there is that list. So next up on that list is Eddie Murray and then Jimmy Fox. Hank Aaron is first with 2,297, and Alex should be able to get there. One and two.
See, every once in a while when Robbie goes through these little funks, it's usually because he doesn't have control of the strike zone. He's swinging at the pitch before was down a little bit, that ball up a little bit, just not getting real good pitches to hit.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. But the Yankees with 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. We played 2. It's 2-0 Yanks.
No wonder my Bob's keeps growing. My springtime values just keep popping up. A decade ago, this rock and recline love seat was genuine leather everywhere you sit and only $9.99.
That was then. This is now.
Still genuine leather everywhere you sit. Still only $9.99.
This has storage, cup holders, and 2 power chaise recliners.
Push a button and recline.
The quality, style, and features of now at the price of way back then. That's my Bob's way.
Is it fast?
It's got 10 speeds, my friend.
Is it fast?
Got a lightning bolt on it, doesn't it?
Is it fast? I don't even know if it's street legal. Is it safe?
Oh, yeah. It's a Volkswagen.
The Jetta, one of 9 Volkswagen models named the 2012 IIHS Top Safety Pick. That's the power of German engineering.
Right now, lease the 2012 Jetta for $159 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
Regis, why are we here?
Need to check one thing before we go.
By the way, I think you're supposed to put the boots on later.
Excuse me. I'm interested in getting a mortgage.
Sure, we have great rates, no application fee, and for new purchases, same-day loan decision guaranteed.
See, TD Bank makes it easy.
Wait a second. I thought you invited me to your country house.
I invited you to the country. I never said I had a house.
From hassle-free mortgages to home equity loans, TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
His artisan bagels are so tasty. What do you think artisan means?
I believe art is Latin for well-crafted, and isan is Greek for one who cares.
So, well-crafted by one who cares, huh?
Either that or it just means really, really, really good bagels.
I think you left out a really...
Dunkin's new artisan bagels are as authentic as it gets. Soft, chewy, and delicious. Grab one today. America runs on Dunkin'. Hurry into Dunkin' Donuts today to get 6 delicious artisan bagels for just $3.99.
Hitting the road, take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live, online, and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. So the Yankees with a less than resounding rally, but they get 2 runs. And here's Gerald Laird. And a strike from Sabathia. Sabathia with 4 strikeouts over 2 innings. Laird against CeCe, 8 for 17 lifetime. Driven out to right center. Coasting over is Granderson, and he'll put it away for the first out. On the Lincoln scoreboard, it's 2-0 Yankees. Top of the 3rd. Here's Danny Worth. They called Worth up when Delman Young was put on the restricted list. Count 1-1.
Well, second-round pick out of Pepperdine University in 2007.
Pepperdine sounds like a place that would be nice to spend 4 years.
State, Fullerton, Pepperdine, just places you think, you know, how do you get through school? Because it's kind of nice out there.
1-1. Pepperdine, I'm told, is in Malibu, so I really do wonder.
Not a bad place to hang out. California kind of guy, Mike. I remember years and years out in Anaheim, you were just hanging out by the pool with your shades on. What's that you?
Good times, yeah. And the 2-2 from the Yankee lefty. Right in on the hands.
All right, Paul. So Michael was recruited to Fordham for broadcasting, right?
Yeah.
I was recruited to GW for baseball.
Okay.
What schools were you looking at?
I had signed my letter of intent to University of South Florida.
USF?
Yeah, I went to a school visit down there. I'd left Columbus, Ohio, and it was like 40 and dreary. And I got picked up at the airport by the then coach Robin Roberts. Took me to the beach. It was 80 and sunny. I'm like, where do I sign? Yeah, I had played enough baseball in Ohio in the early spring to know I wanted to go somewhere. Good pitch on the outside corner.
John, I'm flattered, but I don't think Fordham actually heard me announcing games in the stands. I got to recruit this guy.
Do you recruit Michael Case out of the stands?
It is such a fine communications university. They spotted talent.
Wow. They must have been in the upper deck across the street as I annoyed my friends doing play-by-play.
That's how great of a school it is.
We got to have this kid.
We got him. It's not long before they name a street after you something over there, Michael. Large.
A large street?
A big 4-laner.
1-1 to Austin Jackson. Driven out to right field, but Nick Swisher is right there. And CeCe is retired 8 in a row. All right, we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Martin Teixeira will start it off for the Yanks.
Does the Suzuki Kizashi come with a special parking space maker? No, but it does come with available all-wheel drive plus 50 other awesome features. The Suzuki Kizashi, truly amazing.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Now get a new 2012 Ford Edge for just $199 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Tomorrow, Jeter wraps up his red-hot April as the Bombers look to continue their domination of the Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
Does the Suzuki Kizashi come with a special parking space maker? No, but it does come with available all-wheel drive plus 50 other awesome features. The Suzuki Kizashi, truly amazing.
New for this season, it's Yes Network's Game Connect, our new social networking space that lets Yankees fans interact with each other and our broadcast booth while watching the game. Find out what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and detailed stats, all in one convenient location. So let's meet up and tweet up at YesNetwork.com.
Later today, don't miss an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. The skipper looks back at the first month of the season, including this tough week against Texas and the Tigers. Plus, Joe answers your questions submitted on Facebook and Twitter. It's a new Joe Girardi Show today after the postgame, only on Yes. Talking about living large, Paul. That's our boss, John Filippelli, in the owner's box.
What are you know, you can say anything you want now, Michael. He's not listening.
He's got a DVR at home.
Oh, he's got the encore presentation.
He's with the Grush family, and all the way on his right is Flip's wife, Jenna.
He might have something in his ear. Look, he's laughing.
I think he's just hearing stuff.
He's got people in his head.
Yeah. Lincoln scoreboard, 2-0 Yanks. The straw man in the house, Darryl Strawberry. Popped up. And there's one away as Teixeira is retired. Mark really struggling right now. 2 for his last 22.
As you see Darryl Strawberry in one of the boots there, I remember back when I was with the Detroit Tigers as a kid, and he had just come over to the Yankees, taking extra batting practice and hitting balls at the old Tiger Stadium I'd never seen hit the other way.
He might be the best all time. I mean, batting practice. He hit, remember the Utz sign in the old ballpark? Michael, that back wall up by the train almost. He dotted the girl's eye in the Utz ad one day in batting. It was the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my life. Just had that perfect arc, kind of a home run swing.
You know, growing up in New York and not being a Met fan, but you'd see Darryl, you know, in his heyday. And then to watch him take BP at the old Tiger Stadium, what center field was what, 440?
440, yeah.
And he was going just to the left of center in that upper deck out there. It was amazing.
If Darryl didn't have the issues that he had, he might have been a Hall of Famer. Because when the Mets signed him, people were saying he's another Ted Williams. That kind of swing.
And Good, did they come at the same time, or?
He was, I believe he was a little before Dwight, but 1 or 2 years separated them.
Mr. Steinbrenner brought them both over here, and they both did well. Kind of at the end of their careers, but I mean, Straw really fit in well as a you know, not even an everyday player, but some big hits, some big home runs. Dwight Gooden comes over, ends up pitching a no-hitter one year. They was fun guys to play with.
Darryl came up in '83, and Gooden came up in '84 with the Mets.
Now, what about Darryl as a teammate? Because I just think back to that fight with the Orioles.
Yeah.
And I don't know Darryl. I mean, I've met him a few times, but boy, he seemed
Straw was a good teammate in that sense too. He was usually the first one out of the bench. I remember the big brawl that we had in Seattle, and it was early in the season in '98. And I remember the next day walking in. I was at the plate. There's one of Straw's. These might take a while to come down. So, and I remember walking into the clubhouse the next day, and Straw said, "O'Neill, you got to stop this stuff. I'm too old for this stuff." He had about 6 people on top of him the night before. That was the old Shea Stadium there.
Now Joe Girardi is out at first base with Steve Donahue talking with Swisher. Don't know what's going on.
Trying to think back to that at bat. If he took any swings, maybe that were a little uncomfortable. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, it was like running okay. It must have been something in a hand or something.
Maybe something with his foot. I'm
Grabbed his back hamstring.
See, if you get enough replays, you can just dissect it and figure out what happened. Every once in a while, when you take a swing, your spikes kind of catch, and you kind of torque a knee or hamstring or something. Nothing major, but a twinge.
Looked like he was trying to grab it again there.
I tell you, when those things start tightening up, it doesn't matter what you do, they don't loosen up.
I talk about this all the time, though, with managers. It's got to be so hard to pull the trigger. And, I think Joe Girardi, Stevie Donahue were watching this.
Is this a 2-pitcher rule? If you go out twice, does he have to come out?
Well, they're taking him out.
But just think, Paul, I mean, players are going to say, I'm fine. I can play. They're proud men. They want to be out there, and the manager, you got to take that decision away from him. That's what Joe Girardi just did.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing you can do, especially with a hamstring, is you feel it kind of grab, and you think that maybe it's like a little cramp or something, and it keeps grabbing. The worst thing you can do is to injure it worse. If you get it right now where it's nothing, Stevie could go in there and get some stuff going on it, and you might even just miss a day or so.
Ibanez pops it up.
Uh-oh, Michael. Here we go with left field again. Left field has been an adventure this series. Yesterday, Dirks, he had a really, really good game out in left field, but it looks like
Rayburn made the catch there. On Friday, Paul's talking about Ibanez had a struggle. Kelly had a struggle out in left field as well.
Rayburn usually a second baseman, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it tougher to play the outfield when there are no clouds?
They call it a high sky. You talk about what that means. I mean, the sky's always high, isn't it? But it was always a kind of a thing. It was high sky, and sometimes your depth perception is kind of weird on a high fly ball when there's no clouds.
As a catcher, pop-ups on a day like today were a nightmare.
Really?
Well, they were right above you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had the high sky, and you didn't have that depth perception. You throw that round sphere into it.
Beautiful thing. And you just love sunny days now, and you hated that sun shooting in your face when you were playing, and you'd lose balls in it and everything else.
That might be by the way, it's early. It's April 29th. It's early, but that might be the quote of the year to this point.
What?
The sky is always high.
Well, isn't it? I mean,
sometimes the simplicity is beautiful.
It's like you wake up out of bed one day and you can just reach it. It's out of reach. It's high.
3-0 to Chavez. Yankees lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the third. .74 pitches for Scherzer here in the third.
Flash, we keep saying, the guy's got good stuff, and he just keeps up. It's like a slot machine. These pitches just keep coming and coming.
And another walk. Runners on first and second. And that's going to bring up Chris Stewart.
That'd be frustrating for Jim Leyland. I mean, you look back, this guy, the second half of last year, I mean, he was one of the better pitchers and had a great playoff, and all of a sudden you come in and he's struggling, but it's not lack of velocity or lack of movement or anything. It's just, a pitch here or a pitch there.
There's a strike.
He's got 6 walks in this game. And I'm thinking back, that walk right there to Eric he was all over the place. But there are a few other ones where you're saying
could have been strikeouts.
Could have been strikeouts.
Yeah.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh, 0-2.
Seems to be Stewart's theory on hitting. Get up there, get your hags. We talked about it. You're 0-2. Now let's try to put something in play.
High fly ball into that high sky. Austin Jackson calls off Rayburn, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We go to the 4th inning. 2-0.
Guys, come here, come here. I'm calling my old dealership.
May Ford.
Hi, yeah. Do you guys have any crossovers that offer better highway fuel economy than the Chevy Equinox?
No, sorry, sir, we don't.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Kyle, is that you? Still here, Kyle.
Visit your local Chevy dealer today. Now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Equinox LS for around $229 per month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
We've asked Johnny Doubletime to show how you can't beat the deals at Bay Ridge Toyota or Toyota of Manhattan with a drum.
If you think this is amazing, just wait till you see what these 2 dealerships mean to you. Double the inventory, double the satisfaction, double the savings. Drum roll! Get a new 2012 Toyota Camry LE for only $189 per month. Now that's a deal you can't beat with a drum.
Thanks, Johnny. Come into Toyota of Manhattan or Bay Ridge Toyota and save money on deals you can't beat with a drum.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
Dish Network can claim what they want, but America consistently chooses DirecTV. For the best television experience, DirecTV beats Dish hands down. But don't just take our word for it. Over the last 3 years, for every customer Dish gained, DirecTV gained 8 times more. In fact, more people chose DirecTV last year than all cable and satellite companies combined. Sorry, Dish, 30 million customers can't be wrong. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
As we go to the 4th inning, it's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle were one of 3 sets of Major League Baseball teammates to hit 40 or more home runs each during the 1961 season. Who were the other 2 sets?
I got no chance here.
2 in a row. You deserve to sit this one out.
That's right. All right, that's a good way to not missing it. Just sit it out. Huh?
Here's Brennan Bosch as the Yankees hold a 2-0 lead. Check swing, and Andy Fletcher agrees. Raul Ibanez has moved from left to right with Nick Swisher leaving the game. And Andrew Jones pinch ran for Swisher. He'll take over and left. And we'll wait on a report from Swisher. Looked like something with his hamstring. 1-1. Bosch, the only hit against Sabathia so far. A double to left center in the 1st inning. Oh, look at that O'Neill shirt. There's been a couple of them out in the this weekend.
I brought a few with me. Got them out of the suitcase.
The blue's starting to fade a little bit. They're getting a little old.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, there's not a 10. There's a 10-year warranty on it. It's starting to run out. You don't sport my tee around, Michael?
not outside, walking around the house.
Don't tell me you're sleeping or something, because that's a little creepy.
Yankees made a roster move today. Freddie Garcia was sent to the bullpen. That's not a roster move. DJ Mitchell was called up from AAA. He's in the bullpen today. And Cody Epley was optioned to AAA. And Epley did a nice job when he was up here, but they don't have Phelps available for long relief today, so they had to have DJ Mitchell up.
That announcement about Garcia, I mean, like came from Freddie Garcia, though, right? Did anybody else announce it, that he's not going to be pitching? Or
well, he's the one who said it. Joe did not say anything during his press conference. He said they're considering options, and he said that if there was a move, David Phelps could be the guy that would take over. He would trust him as a starter. Swing and a miss. Bosch down on strikes. I just think that, and I don't want to put words in their mouth, the Yankees can't believe that a guy that was throwing 89 or 90 in spring training is now down to 85 and 86, and that there could be nothing wrong, but Freddie is insisting there's nothing physically wrong with him. And Joe said you can still get people out of 85, 86. He said, but his other pitches also have dropped in velocity, he said, and that's hard.
Well, I think back to Mike Mussina right away. Our good friend Michael, who velocity dropped quite a bit, but actually pitched inside more when the velocity went down and became obviously effective again. And I know you guys saw Freddie yesterday. Did he pitch inside with his fastball at all, or it's just pretty much away, slider, split?
yeah, but I mean, there was some times where you couldn't even tell the difference between the slider and the splitter. I mean, it was just so flat, and it was really weird. Everything was up, and you know as well as I do, when you're throwing that and you don't have much movement and it's up in the zone. I mean, guys were going up there not worried about being behind in the count, just waiting it out till he made a mistake and just hammering it.
Hammered right at A-Rod. He made the catch, or might have caught him. 2 outs.
Well, such a good hitter can go the other way with a fastball, but if you throw a slider down and in, speeds up his bat. Line drive right at third.
That ball right there, as easy as that looks on television, there is so much movement. You talk about movement on a sinking fastball. That's movement on a sinking line drive, and you're so close. And Cabrera hits the ball so hard. Tougher play than it looks. Ever get called into the office, Flash, from the Yankees in this situation trying to figure out?
That one's driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Long home run for Fielder. His first home run in 72 at-bats, the second longest drought of his career.
The third home run of the year for Fielder, and it was not a cheapie. And Paul, you mentioned before his approach the first night of this series, everything was away, staying on the ball the other way. The power has not been there through a little stretch, but when he gets a mistake and you have that approach of middle the other way, it's going to go a long way. Slider up and in, no doubt about it. A mistake from CC Sabathia, and Prince Fielder took advantage.
Pitch to Brad Eldred is a strike.
Good sound to this, and then the only doubt was whether it was going to the second or the third deck. And I mean, Prince Fielder has that type of power, but if he stays out all over the field, he's going to have quite a year.
One hopper grabbed on the outfield grass by Cano. Nice stretch by Teixeira, and that will do it. But the Tigers on the board with the Fielder home run. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and Derek Jeter will lead off.
No wonder my Bob's keeps growing. My springtime values just keep popping up. A decade ago, I sold tons of this reclining sofa. Genuine leather everywhere you sit, only $9.99. Today, I still have a reclining sofa with genuine leather.
It's way better than the original and still only $9.99.
Full chaise recliners and push-button power reclining.
I pledge to fight to give you better quality without raising my prices.
Get yours and
you'll be Bobbinized.
This lets us know every time someone takes home a new Nissan.
every minute, someone buys a new Nissan. It's no wonder when you're named the country's most innovative car company, and they'll be going really fast during Nissan's Sale a Minute event with a $179 lease on Altima or a $209 lease on Rogue. Event ends soon. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your Tri-State Nissan dealers.
Not a minute too soon.
Nobody does what Papa John's does.
You choose. For just $10, get a large pizza with your choice of any 2 toppings. That's Papa John's quality for just $10. Or for just $2 more, get any large pizza, even specialties. Plus, earn free pizza fast with Papa Rewards when you order at papajohns.com. Get a large pizza with your choice of any 2 toppings for just $10. Or for just $2 more, get any large pizza.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Direct injection. 265 foot-pounds of torque. All part of an engine built to effortlessly power through whatever challenge lies around the corner, no matter where that corner happens to be. The 308 horsepower Cadillac SRX, the most powerful standard engine in any luxury crossover.
Now lease a 2012 SRX crossover for $438 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
Time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. The question, Maris and Mantle were one of 3 sets of baseball teammates hit 40 or more home runs each during the 1961 season. Who were the other 2 sets?
I'm about to throw Hank Greenberg in there.
So past his time. Cepeda and Mays and Colavito and Cash. Cash had a great year that year, as you could see. You wrecked your perfect record.
Oh, I threw a name out there. That just.
But you were wrong. If you had sat it out.
But you know, sometimes when you get a day off, you got to pinch hit too. You know, you don't get the whole day off.
But if you have a 17-game hitting streak, you don't want to just have it ride on one at bat.
That's ball 4. You know, it didn't count. It was unofficial.
I just got a tweet from R.I.P. Kingo, who said, tell O'Neill that the major MLB.com shop started selling those O'Neill shirts again.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Does that put money in your pocket?
I'm sure Netley gets the mail, so I'm sure it doesn't put much in mine.
Jeter could not hold up. He goes down on strikes. You still getting paid for the Seinfeld episodes?
I think I get $57.50 an episode. When I get a rerun,
right,
you get a SAG, Screen Actors Guild, SAG for short, you know, when you're part of the SAG.
$57.50?
You get like $57.
But they run those all the time. Is it every time it's run anywhere?
I don't get checks all the time, but I do get some for, they're 57 something.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a dinner for 4 in Cincy, though. Huh?
And it was one of the great lines to Kramer. You know how hard it is to hit a home run?
Yeah, I was telling the truth, too. I wasn't acting. Oh, those are good old days, though, right, Michael?
Good stuff.
I'll have you know I went 0 for 4 that night, though. So it started out fun.
So you taped it while the Yankees were in Anaheim?
Yeah, we were in Anaheim. I went over to the studio. They picked me up, and then I came back and remember it well. Chuck Finley was pitching that night, who wasn't a real good matchup.
Were you a one-take, Paulie?
2. We did 2 of them, but I think they used the first one.
Let's see. Bernie did Seinfeld. You, Tartable,
yeah.
Showalter. I think that was it.
Was George never on the show? Mr. Steinbrenner never made the show? I mean, they actor him all the time, but they never.
High drive. Deep to right field. Bosch back. So is Jackson. He leaps.
Oh, my. Oh, he missed it.
And it's gone. A home run for Curtis Granderson. Jackson just missed making that play. And Granderson with the homer to give the Yankees a 3-1 lead.
Curtis Granderson still, I mean, this, I didn't know if he got this or not. What an effort. Had it on
Oh, it was right up against the fence.
Wow.
Wow.
Again, you know, how athletic that play is and how quick it happens. You just don't understand how close that was to being an unbelievable play. Curtis Granderson, I just can't figure it out. He just continues to do it, just continues to hit home runs. Almost got one taken away from him there. Wow, what a try. His arm hit that railing, or that ball was in his glove. You talk about your heart stopper for a minute. Hey, wait a minute here. He didn't catch that, did he? Oh, there, great.
And those were two of the guys in that trade. Scherzer is hoping, looking, wishing. So Granderson, that was his 501st run batted in of his career.
You can tell Scherzer, even, I mean, and you hate to get back to Freddie Garcia over and over again, but you can tell how Scherzer in the mid-90s gets away with pitches sometimes over the middle of the plate. And when you're pitching at 85, 86, you don't get away with those pitches. 94 there with a little movement, tough pitch. And they definitely have gone to a different sequence against Alex Rodriguez after game one. Coming in on late, not going away.
Well, Scherzer's given up, what, 3 runs here with 2 outs in the 4th inning. And when his stuff, if he didn't have the type of stuff that he has with all the runners on base today, I mean, this could very easily be an 8-1 game. But it's just got to be frustrating for a pitching coach, Jeff Jones, Jim Leland, the manager, because you kind of expected this guy maybe to take it to the next level this year, and he's gotten off to kind of a slow start.
Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Cano now 1 for 3.
Well, you're just waiting for Robinson Cano to get on one of those tears, and just takes a ground ball right back up the middle.
Here's Mark Teixeira. He is 0 for 2. We just looked it up, Paul, that today is Jerry Seinfeld's birthday. He turns 58. So why don't you send him one of those 5750 checks for his birthday?
We're going to have a little cast party tonight. me and the boys. Happy birthday to Jerry Seinfeld. You seen him just a stand-up comedy?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
It's great.
Huh?
Can you make a plea right now? We've been trying to get him on center stage. Haven't been able to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like the only guy that's
resisted. Yeah.
We know he's a true Mets fan. That might have something to do with it.
It's not, the show's not about the Yankees.
Okay.
High fly ball. Austin Jackson is there, and he'll put it away for the final out of the 4th. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. That 1 run almost wasn't a run. Great try by Austin Jackson, but just missed.
A route map shows you where we go, but not how we get there. Because in this business, there are no straight lines, only the twists and turns of an unpredictable industry. So the 80,000 employees at Delta must anticipate the unexpected and never let the rules overrule common sense. This is how we tame the unwieldiness of air travel, until it's not just lines you see, it's the world.
We keep losing our coffee customers to W.B. Mason.
It's a disturbing trend.
W.B. Mason, the Green Mountain coffee.
And lots of gourmet flavors.
And low prices.
Their everyday delivery, their one-cup brewing.
No waste, no mess.
Well, I know one company that'll never switch to W.B. Mason.
Never.
This company.
Right.
Come on, let's get a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee, gentlemen.
Oh, Mama.
Who but W.B. Mason?
I have great news. We can help people get term life insurance for as low as $14 a month.
I think it should be 5 cents. Yeah, it should be 5 cents.
Everything can't be 5 cents.
See what you can do at MetLife.com.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
The Audi A8, chosen by Car and Driver as the best luxury sedan in a recent comparison test.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. The debut of 19-year-old Bryce Harper with the Nationals was a good one last night against L.A. Third at bat, his first major league hit, a rocket double to center. And then he shows off his arm bottom of the seventh, a base hit. Jerry Hairston Jr. tries to score. A laser throw was in time to get him, but he knocked the ball loose. 4-3 Dodgers won it. And Michael and Paul, I know you talked about how he might do 1 for 3 with a run batted in.
Well, you know what? The general consensus, Bob, is he's going to do well. We were both wrong. I said 2 for 4. You said 1 for 4.
Somebody's got to win. Who's closer?
You, because
okay.
I said 2 hits. You're closer. So you win. And he also made a great throw from the outfield, which Bob said, and it wasn't caught by the catcher. This kid's got all the tools.
Yeah. We saw him in spring training a little bit. Just his at-bats look like they're advanced. You know, he doesn't look out of control at the plate.
I'm anxious. I mean, I'm anxious to watch. I've never seen him hit. I've never seen it at bat. I've never seen it hit. I've just.
You know who he reminded me of was what Hosmer from Kansas City, the first baseman, kind of a sprint stance, not a whole lot of movement, and the hands work real well. But I can't imagine the pressure. Is that the right word? Expectations.
Boy, we were talking yesterday. Probably the happiest guy that he's called up is Strasburg, because now all the media and everything, every time it's all on Harper now, where Strasburg can just go pitch.
Yeah.
You know.
And Harper, for those Yankee fans that might want to care, is the biggest Yankee fan. The absolute biggest.
Really?
Grew up a Yankee fan. His father idolized Mickey Mantle, so his favorite player, although he never saw him play, was Mickey Mantle. As Rayburn grounds out. A nice scoop by Teixeira, saving Jeter an error. And that's why he wears number 34. 3 and 4 equals 7, Mickey's number.
Such a luxury for the Yankees when you have Mark Teixeira over there. Derek Jeter can throw a little bit wide, a little bit low. Confidence that your first baseman is going to make the play.
Textbook there. I mean, you get down to, you know, get that glove down. You don't jab at the end. You get that glove down and just soft hands.
I never played the infield, but you think about what a luxury it is when you just don't have to be perfect. I know throwing the second base when you had a good middle infielder, you know, could pick the ball and apply a tag. It just makes your life so much easier. You don't have to be perfect with your throws.
The colors there from that shot. Did you see that, Michael?
Popped up to left field. Andrew Jones there. That color right there?
Yeah, the 4th of July colors. Red, white, and blue everywhere.
It's a great day. It really is a beautiful day. Any day that the two of us don't sweat, we're signing up.
I know. Yesterday, first day we were freezing. I'd much rather be here when it's 50 than 90. The funny thing is, though, you'd much rather play when it's 90 than when it's 50.
Priorities change. Laird takes low. Laird's brother Brandon actually plays for the Yankees AAA team. And Brandon has really impressed the Yankees in spring training. He plays hard, lively bat, reliable in the infield, and he's only a phone call away.
61 pitches. CC Sabathia has been a strike throwing machine all afternoon. Really, the first count, he has gotten way behind here. 3-0 to Laird. 41 strikes, 20 balls.
And a walk to Laird. Come out to Yankee Stadium Tuesday, May 8th for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Rays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a hand sanitizer keychain, courtesy of New York Presbyterian Hospital. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
When was that Garden Gnome? Wasn't that Garden Gnome Day today?
It's coming up. No,
oh, it's coming up.
No.
I haven't seen one. I thought something was wrong. Giveaway, the Garden Gnome. Michael said you could have his, Flash. He's not going to. You've got plenty of places.
I got a beautiful garden that my wife maintains. So
glad to hear that.
Line drive caught by A-Rod to end the inning. Danny Worth hit it hard, but A-Rod was right there to stop it from going into the outfield. How's this for reaction time? And that's in slow motion. We're halfway through. Yankees up by 2.
Become a Yankees Universe MVP member today. MVP members enjoy exclusive benefits highlighted by 2 field-level tickets to a select 2012 regular season home game.
Members also receive a Yankees Universe hooded sweatshirt, a Yankees hat, a Yankees Universe banner,
and a limited edition Mariano Rivera bobblehead.
A portion of all proceeds are donated to Memorial Sloan Kettering, benefiting pediatric cancer research. So join Yankees Universe today by visiting Yankees.com or by calling 1-800-GO-YANKS.
I may have retired from the game, but not from being big. Good thing one car gives me full-size luxury and 36 miles per gallon, which is nice because I've got shoes that are bigger than most hybrids and more stylish, too. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCroix, you don't know Buick.
Now get 2 years of premium services for one low monthly payment on the 2012 Buick LaCroix with e-assist technology. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Sorry I yelled at you all these years.
Cece, glad you made it.
Good son. Oh,
what is this place?
Iowa. Only with maximum Pepsi taste and 0 calories.
Whoa.
I love it when he does that. You want to play ball with some of MLB's biggest legends? Learn how at MLB.com/Pepsi Max.
RBI double. A long 2-run home run for Nick Swisher. Makes the play, and the Yankees sweep the Orioles.
Tomorrow, Jeter wraps up his red-hot April as the Bombers look to continue their domination of the Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 without any batting practice today, only on Yes.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org. If you hadn't had a chance to go to Heritage Field, it really is beautiful. They did such an unbelievable job on the side of the old Yankee Stadium. It's these pristine fields. I think there are 3 of them, and they're in great shape. Kids are using them all the time. Just an unbelievable job, and keeps the memory of what happened on that piece of real estate alive.
That's not the field we shot the commercial where Bob Lorenz beat people up and stuff, was it?
No, that was across the street.
That was hilarious. I loved it.
Andrew Jones swings and misses. His first at bat. He had a pinch run for Nick Swisher. Looked like he tweaked a hamstring. We haven't received any word yet.
Well, interested to see how long Scherzer could go in this ball game. He threw 103 pitches his last outing. I believe he's already up to 100. Tiger bullpen starting to show some life.
Luke Peconin.
I'll tell you what, Flash. We got to see Valverde yesterday let the Yankees back in the game, and I'll tell you one thing: if he comes in the game, you better get comfortable.
It'll take a while.
3-4 minutes a pitch, walking around, looking up. He's got a high sky to look into today. Might be.
It's always high, right?
Yeah. Gets the job done, though. Wow. Every once in a while, you just see a pitch that a guy was not looking to drive up the middle, was trying to hit it out of the stadium. And right there, Andrew Jones put everything he possibly had into trying to hit that ball.
How about that little of the moon?
So high you can see the moon.
Three one. Now the last out of the 5th inning was the line drive by Worth. So let me ask both of you, would you rather, do you get more aggravated hitting the ball that hard and getting nothing, or looking bad at the plate and striking out?
Well, for me, I'm frustrated with it, but the next time if I just hit a line drive, the next time up, I feel like I got a good chance of getting a hit. When you look silly at the plate, you're like, you know, how long is this going to last? Because you usually feel pretty bad.
How about you, John?
There are times I remember in my career I'd walk up to the plate and feel completely lost, embarrassed. There's no worse feeling in all of baseball. I mean, you'd walk up there saying I have no chance right now, and on the flip side, when you hit a line drive at somebody, you walk up there with a little bit of confidence that I might not get a hit, but at least I got my act together, because there are times when I had no chance.
How about when you feel that, and then you put your clothes on, you leave, and there's some little kid outside the stadium, Mr. Flair, can I have your autograph? And you're like, really?
Why?
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's the one part of the game that when I stand behind a batting cage and watch these guys hit that I don't miss at all. Because you remember how hard it was when you were struggling in the mental part of it.
You miss catching?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Miss working with pitchers.
That's one thing. I don't see how you could miss it. I remember watching Jorge Posada walk through the locker room with just the nastiest bruises from foul tips, and so how can you miss that?
No, you miss like going through a game plan with a guy like Scherzer and how you want to try to get a lineup out, and then realizing he doesn't have that, and you have to go to another plan and get him through a game, and nobody else probably in the stadium realizes it except the pitcher and catcher, that you made an adjustment, you helped them out.
See, I thought batting practice was a fun time. It was a great time. You know, just camaraderie and the working part of getting ready for the game. That was fun.
What was your career batting average?
I don't know. Here it was over 300 in New York.
Yeah, that's why it was a fun time then. Try going out there with.
Well, everybody hits over 300 in batting practice.
Not everybody. You don't know your career batting average?
I know in New York it's
288. You are.
What was it in New York?
It was over 3 with checking.
So in other words, all right, I like batting practice in New York better than I liked it in Cincy. How's that?
Popped up. Caught there by Worth. Yankees play the Orioles tomorrow, so let's take a look at the starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. Boy, this Jason Hamill, they got him from the Rockies with Guthrie. He's gotten off to a great start, 3-0, 1.73. Hiroki Kuroda, who was outdueled by Yu Darvish in Texas, but pitched well, 1-3, 4.38. Our coverage starts at 6. And then after that pregame, then after that game time at 7:07. Another base hit for Chavez, who's 2 for 2 with a walk.
Oh, a carbon copy of his first base hit, a little ground ball between the hole, first and second.
And I tell you what, you looked at those numbers, they're very similar to what we saw yesterday. Kind of surprising with Drew Smyly. I mean, he threw the ball really well. 1-some ERA, and I mean, it's 3 or 4 starts to start off your career. That's a good way to do it.
But that second inning, 36 pitches. Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, had a little bit to do with that. That issue's kind of gone away, though, the last couple innings, huh? We haven't really noticed those close strikes not going his way.
Stewart, it's a high pop-up. Santiago makes the play. So here's Derek Jeter. Derek 1 for 2, infield single, a walk, and a strikeout. Paul, your career average at Yankee Stadium. Is this at the stadium or as a Yankee? At the stadium, 310.
Told you I liked hitting here. It was fun. Michael, let me give you a stat. Derek Jeter's 8 for 20 with runners in scoring position. You like that?
I like when you do stat work.
It
like
comes
this.
up to 400. You're right at the. I mean, 3-1. You're right at the. Especially the way CC's thrown. I mean, these are big outs with men in scoring position. This is a big inning for Scherzer to try to keep this game really close. Can't let it get out of hand the way Sebastian throwing the ball.
And as a Yankee, you hit it 303. For some reason, one number sticks in mind. I think when you were with the Reds, was your average with the Reds 259?
Something like that.
Yeah. $35 hits for Jeter.
Jeez,
that backup slider.
Yeah, those are terrible. Where you check swing and it end up costing you a strike. See Scherzer, they're here in the 5th inning, 116 pitches. Ball in off the plate, trying to get out of the way, and it just ends up hitting the barrel of the bat.
You know, if Scherzer can get himself through this inning like you were talking about, Paul, I mean, actually not a bad job. 6 walks in this game. Only 3 runs on the board to this point. I mean, he can go in saying, I didn't have it today and kept my club in the ball game. We'll see.
Flash, you kind of touched on it. I mean, you have games like this, you look back and you know you're frustrated you didn't have any good stuff, but you also have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, it could have very easily been 8-1.
Easy. See where Derek's foul ball ended up right here? Right in the middle of the P. Broke the sign.
Blew a hole in it.
That was a power shot. Conan and Benoit.
You know, Flash, if we're not pitching coaches, but if you were pitching coach and coming into the game, you said that, you know, Scherzer's working on a little 2-seamer to add to his 4-seamer. To me, if he could ever get a good feel of that slider, he'd be a completely different pitcher.
Yeah, they were talking before the game, too, about the slider going into a righty. 7 walks today. I missed one. Scherzer, or the slider going into a lefty. Kind of give the left-hander another look instead of fastball changeup.
Runner goes. That one is chopped to short. Charging is Santiago. It's an infield single for Jeter.
Well, it's not the first time you've seen it. Derek Jeter gets out of the box. The way he swings the bat, you'll see there's no hesitation. He's off and running. Santiago does as much as he can do with that play. Derek Jeter still get down the line pretty well.
Took a lot of time to get rid of it, didn't he? When he had it, thought it had to be a bang-bang play and took his time.
Well, that's going to do it for Scherzer with a very high pitch count. He's done. He leaves the bases loaded, and he's trailing 3-1.
Go get him, kid.
Talk about Jim Leyland being kind of an old school guy. Hey, it's only a major league debut. Get out there and get somebody out. Let's go.
That heart's pumping a little bit.
You know, sometimes when you think about it, the situation might take over and just, you know, I need to get out. He might kind of get you away from just, this is my first outing.
Well, it feels pretty good about the first batter he faces. He works out of a bases loaded jam by getting Granderson to ground out the second. No runs, 2 hits, and the bases left loaded. We go to the 6th, 3-1.
I'm going to take Allison Jenkins.
In center field, the Mohegan Sun Sports Bar is a great place to gather and enjoy the game. All right, we go to the 6th inning. Sabathia nursing a 3-1 lead. Top of the order for the Tigers. Austin Jackson will start it off. Tapped right back to the mound. Sabathia makes the play, 1 down. Beautiful Sunday afternoon in New York City. Perfect weather on an April 29th as Brennan Bosch digs in. Bosch doubled to left center in the first and struck out in the 4th. The other hit against CC was Prince Fielder's home run into the 2nd deck in the 4th inning. Solo shot, obviously. And there's a strike.
You see CC continually strike 1, strike 2, and it puts so much pressure on the other team. You know, that's just, you're not going to get free runs. You're not going to get a rally started by walks. And this is when he's at his best, when he just keeps going after hitters.
Right in on the hands.
You know, Paul, when I look at the pitch count, 67 pitches already with 1 out in the 6th inning. That's when I think of CC at his best, like you're saying. You know, it's a lot of strikes, but economical with the pitches. He's able to go deep in games because the pitch count is always down. Larry Rothschild looking on, and what is a close game at 3-1. It almost felt like it would get out of hand early. It never did.
In the old days, you think CC Sabathia, I think he had that mentality where he wanted to strike everybody out. And I don't think it bothers him to, you know, to get first ball ground outs now, and it saves so many pitches when you don't go, you know, you're not striking everybody out, you're not going deep into counts.
Line drive, base hit.
I'll tell you what, Bosch had some good at bats today. Like I said, he came out with a game plan that he was going to drag bunt. His first at bat, he fouled that off, and he laced one to left center. Now he waited on a curveball really well, kept his hands back, little slider, away, and just stays with it, hooks it into right field.
This type of game's always scared me. You know, when you're playing and you feel like, I see another look, a nice line drive, and you feel like you should be up more than you're up, and it's the middle of the game. It's only a 2-run game. And you're thinking one swing from this big man and we could have a tie game, and we've dominated for 5 innings. Changeup right there from CC. We have not seen too many changeups, and it wasn't his best one, up and away. Every inning. Nice job with the pitch count.
Stewart didn't find it for a moment.
Sorry, Michael. Flash, this is where as a catcher, you said you do get scared, and all of a sudden I think CC's like, wow, you know, I do have a 2-run lead here, and I got Cabrera at the plate. He's missed with a couple pitches bad.
Scared's probably not the right word. It's more uncomfortable. That you know, you feel like you should be up by a lot more, and CC has been so good. Now behind in the count, 2-0, and great numbers from Cabrera off of Sabathia.
Count 3-0. You can see Stewart saying, take it down a notch.
You know, I just watched Cabrera's take right there. For a big man, he hardly had any stride. You know, he just kind of has a little rhythm at the plate. He's almost talking to himself, giving himself reminders, spread stance, not a lot of movement. It's a tough combination for a pitcher trying to get him out.
Yeah, you have to really be strong to hit that way. Pujols is a lot that way. the less movement, obviously, if you don't take a big stride, the less movement, the less your head moves, everything, and you just see the baseball so much better. And all it is he's actually just turning that front foot to keep that front hip in, and he's just letting it go. And like I said, when you're not striding and your head's not moving towards the pitcher at all, there's so little movement that, you know, the only thing you're doing, you see that just that little curl of the foot, and it keeps that front hip in there and just loads him to the point where he can drive the ball.
Wow. Hammered into left center field and deep. That ball is going to be one hop up against the wall. Brent Bosch is going to score. Cabrera's on second with an RBI double, and the Tigers have pulled to within one.
Well, Cabrera had a fastball in a 3-1 count that he was a little late for, and CeCe decided to go for the slider 3-2, and it's right down the middle with speeds. Cabrera's bat up enough. He just hammers it to left center field. Double RBI. Brennan Bosch runs pretty well from first base. He'll score easily, but just a different sound off the bat.
Yeah, his approach to me, and we saw him hit the ball to right field a lot this series, but they've all been in 2-strike counts. I think when he gets behind in the count, he goes more towards right fielder, much more dangerous of a hitter because he doesn't come off everything. Yeah. And it's why he's able to hit over 300 and still hit with the power he does.
Speaking of power, Prince Fielder with that home run in the 4th inning. 1 out, tying run is at second. Fastball inside, 1-1. Since 08, only Pujols and Howard have more home runs than Fielder. Howard's out with an injury, and Pujols is stuck at 0 for this year. Driven out to deep right. Ibanez will make the play. He'll get the ball in. Didn't hit that hard and still was right in front of the warning track.
Yeah, out off the end of the bat a little bit. He was fooled. He hit a curveball earlier in the day that kind of hung. That ball had decent movement. Got to the outside part of the bat. You can see he just tried to hook that ball out of here.
Yeah, a little different from the approach Friday night, huh? Where everything was the other way. Had an opportunity for an RBI too, but decided to take a chance, hook one in the seats.
Here's Brad Eldred. Foul back.
Flash, we were talking yesterday, and I saw him in the cage today. Just, you don't realize, 6'6", 270. Big guy. I mean, that's where a lot of his power comes from. And also, if you're a catcher, you hear 6'6", 270, the first thing you think, we got to tie this guy up.
Inside.
Don't let him get his long arms out extended.
Did he go? No, said Blazer.
Trying to come inside. See Stewart setting up well off the plate. Held a swing up, and problem with that, if you don't get that slider in there like Cabrera where it's spun middle of the plate, it could go a long way. So pound that fastball in and bounce the slider.
Ground it to short. Jeter is there, and that will do it. But the Tigers creep closer. 1 run, 2 hits. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and A-Rod will start it off.
Tomorrow, Jeter wraps up his red-hot April as the Bombers look to continue their domination of the Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
A lot of people are buying the Hyundai Sonata, and they're telling us why inside the booth.
My 2012 Sonata, the best car in America.
Every single detail on that car I love. Gets great gas mileage.
A company that stands behind its product.
Piece of cake process. More upfront, better warranty. Hello? That was my mother-in-law.
I think she was going to tell you about the lease. It's just $199 a month.
But only at your local Hyundai dealer.
On my journey across America, I found new ways to tell people about saving money. This is Bobby. Say hello, Bobby. Hello, Bobby. Do you know you could save hundreds on car insurance over the phone, online, or at your local Geico office? Tell us, Bobby, what would you do with all those savings?
Hire a bit of ventriloquist. Your lips are moving.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The perfect summer has a voice. If we listen close enough, we can hear it. It whispers, one more game, one more swim, one more round. And it speaks softly through the cool nights, murmuring one more log, one more marshmallow, one more walk along the shore. The perfect summer is waiting. The perfect summer is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
CBS FM 101.1 with your favorite songs from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. CBS FM 101.1, New York's greatest hits.
Hey, it's time for another look at today's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, so far this season, which of these storylines has been the most intriguing? You've been texting us at 42951, and here's how you voted. 47% think it's the Angels' issues. Not too many people are blown away by the Cardinals' success. Nationals winning, 34%. Another great outing by Strasburg last night, 7 innings. Strong, 9 strikeouts, and Kemp's dominance. People are getting used to it, I guess. Alex Rodriguez grounds one to short. Santiago Fields, 1 down. Yankees actually will play the Nationals in interleague play this June. That'll be in D.C.
Have they played there yet? Have you seen that ballpark?
I have not seen that ballpark yet. Here's Cano, 1 for 3. Yankees leading 3-2. Strike. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Watch Pucona, and the Yankees obviously do not know a lot about him. His major league debut looks like a pretty good sinking fastball. A couple of ground balls already. There's a lot of conversations in the dugout about what he has.
Took something off that and really dropped it out of the zone.
Straight down. Always love those conversations in the dugout. You know, a little sinker, and the guys would say, he's got nothing, right? He's got nothing.
Usually the guy just made an out.
Yeah.
He's throwing his helmet in there. He's got nothing.
I'd walk up there and say, wow, it looks like something to me. It's pretty good.
Nasty stuff.
Fouled away.
Talking to the Detroit, I mean, they're going home playing the Kansas City, and then the Yankees after the Baltimore are going to Kansas City. So the Royals had a little tough week coming up here, back to back against the Tigers and the Yankees.
One, 2. Base hit up the middle. Cano, 2 for 4.
Yankee State. You working this week, Flash?
Studio.
Studio.
Weekend. Yeah, weekend.
You know, that studio, I don't know if they tried to pull a trick on me or not. I don't know. Last time in town, I worked the studio, right? So it's Sunday. They dropped me off. They moved the studio. They've even changed floors since I've been there. So I'm asking this guy, seriously, I got a show to do here. Where's the studio? And the guy's like, you're not even on the right floor here, pal. And I'm like, oh, wow, it has been a while. But we did make it.
Did they cater it well for you?
Oh, Bob Lorenz took care of me, man. He's got all the locals. They deliver anything. It was great. Who's in the booth with you, Michael?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going home. I can't go.
Kenny.
Oh, Kenny? Oh, that's Kenny's like Mr. Oriole. He does all the Oriole games. I won't be in the car service. I'll miss that tomorrow, Michael. I won't be in the car service listening to your show.
And now there's a new way to listen.
By the way, you're on FM now.
Yeah, we switched to FM at 12:01 tonight, 98.7 FM, the new ESPN radio. We're thrilled about it.
Impressive.
FM, so you can hear me in stereo.
It's just another station you can take over. You've got every outlet covered.
Driven to left field, Rayburn will make the play.
You got an app yet? Michael K app?
No, there's an ESPN radio app.
Well, I know that. I'm talking about a Michael K app.
What would my app have?
That's a big self-portrait.
So next time you're in town, Paul, you set the dial at 98.7 FM. All right?
Instead of so I get better reception.
Oh, well, you'll hear us all everywhere.
Sweet.
It's a killer signal. Here's Andrew Jones. And if you want to tweet me at Real Michael K, and everybody, am I right, John? Everybody's clamoring for O'Neill on Twitter.
They are. They're all over it.
I just heard this is your handle. Isn't that what isn't that the old
like
CB?
CBs, yeah.
Your old handle on the CB radio? Is that the official name, your handle?
Yeah, it's called the handle, yeah. I mean, you'd make a lot of people happy if you would get a handle.
Right. Next time I'm getting a handle on it.
And there's Flash 17.
Oh,
This
wow.
is a very popular one.
I do feel bad now.
Kenny's a holdout, but I think he's starting to bend a little bit. I think he might be coming around.
You know, it's funny because you keep talking about it, you know, how nice it is, how beautiful a day is at the ballpark. I mean, it's 3-2, and it doesn't feel like either team is uptight at this point. You know, it's a close game. Got a young pitcher in there. Need to try to get CC a couple more runs.
If you could sign up for a day like this for the rest of your life, wouldn't you take it? Like, no cold weather, no hot weather. This is just perfect.
There's places in the world like this, you know.
Where?
Mexico, deserts.
Really?
Yeah, pretty close. I know one thing, they're not in Ohio.
10 degrees warmer. Can I ask for 10 degrees warmer?
I like this. I mean, if that's what makes the deal, I'll give you the 10 degrees.
It's a deal closer.
Nice play there by Santiago. He fires to second, not in time. Beaten out by Cano. And a base hit for Jones.
Well, nice play by Santiago to get there. Andrew Jones rooting for Cano to get to second base. Nice play laying out. A good strong throw. Not in time. Santiago showing a little range in this ballgame, knocking a few balls down the left side. A nice feeling if you're Andrew Jones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Little infield base hit.
You said it right. You're rooting for that guy to beat that throw, to get you a base hit.
Here's Ibanez. And as the guys have been saying, the Yankees seem like they're dominating this game. It's 3-2. There's no margin of error. They could use a couple more runs.
Yeah, you feel like maybe one swing of the bat could put the Tigers to sleep maybe, but Yankees haven't been able to do it early on in this game.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. CeCe would like more runs. The 1-0. 2-0. And Jeff Jones going to talk with the rookie. We just heard that Nick Swisher left the game with a tight left hamstring. The 2-0.
Pitch to hit right there. That ball kind of sat up in the hitting zone, and I've said it many times up here as a hitter, you step out of the box and you just know that you just cannot miss this pitch. That ball right there.
And a walk to Ibanez, and that will load the bases.
Well, he came into the game with bases loaded. Now he's got bases loaded again of his own making. 2 outs.
Chavez with 2 hits and a walk today.
Well, the Yankees just waiting for that one big hit. It's a little tougher here with 2 outs for Eric.
One and one.
Talk about a big pitch right there. You go to 2-0 with bases loaded as a young pitcher, you're starting getting a little nervous. Still not out of a jam by any means, but boy, you don't want to get into just a 2-0, 3-1 count. Helped him out a little bit there. That was 94 though, a little bit out of the zone. That's really the first time he's come up. Everything seems to be down with that sinking fastball.
Colin Ballister is up. Ground ball to first. Fielder's there, and he will beat Chavez to the bag, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We're going to go to the 7th inning. Yankees up by 1.
Here comes the pitch. Strike 3. A no-hitter, a perfect game for John Larson.
The greatest closer in history now has the most saves in history.
Yankees fans, bring your family, friends, or business associates to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in an individual game suite. Individual game suites can accommodate up to 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Call 212-YANKEES or log on to yankees.com/suites today.
We're your hero. Anytime, anyplace, anywhere with Majestic jerseys. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic.
His artisan bagels are so tasty.
What do you think artisan means?
I believe art is Latin for well-crafted, and isan is Greek for one who cares.
So, well-crafted by one who cares, huh?
Either that or it just means really, really, really good bagels.
I think you left out a really...
Dunkin's new artisan bagels are as authentic as it gets. Soft, chewy, and delicious. Grab one today. America runs on Dunkin'. Hurry into Dunkin' Donuts today to get 6 delicious artisan bagels for just $3.99.
The road is not exactly a place of intelligence. This is why we engineered a car that analyzes real-time information, reads your handwriting, and makes 2,000 decisions every second. The new Audi A6 is here. The road is now an intelligent place. Experience the new Audi A6 at your local dealer today.
Well, we go to the 7th inning, and let's take a look at the pitch profile brought to you by Mazda.
Well, we're going to get a good look at CC Sabathia's slider. A good one to Prince Fielder, down and away. Rayburn gets a look at the slider, middle of the plate, a fastball dotted on the outside corner, and then Brennan Bosch, another slider down and away. Your Mazda pitcher's profile.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Pitch is high, 1-0. Cadillac scoreboard 3-2. Yankees lead the Tigers. Ground ball is short. Jeter is right there. One away.
Well, Michael, we talked yesterday about, getting into the bullpen in the second inning and what CC needed to do, and he's done it so far. I mean, he's thrown the ball well. He's thrown strikes. We're in the 7th inning here. Bullpen hasn't even been called yet. So now you're into the part of the game where Joe Girardi has a real good feel on what he wants to do. If it stays as it is, obviously in the 9th inning you'll see Mariano. If not, you got Roberts in the 8th if you have any trouble. Much easier as a manager to manage that bullpen when you get a starter out there that gets you in the 7th, 8th inning.
Well, it'll be interesting to hear CC in the clubhouse on the postgame with Meredith, but I'm sure he's going to talk about fastball command. Has been a theme early on for him that he has not been happy with it all day long. I'm thinking about his fastball has pretty much put it where he wanted to.
Yeah, this game and the last game in Texas, which have been his best starts of the year, to me, his slider's been, been really, really good, to the point where he can bury it in on righties and he can strike out lefties with it.
Slow roller. Back to CC. Fires to first and he gets him. Gunning down Santiago.
There's that slider again, Paul, and only 86 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th. Down and in, he doesn't get the strikeout, but a weak ground ball. An easy play. Trying to think back in this game how many changeups he's thrown. One bad one I can remember.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many. I think you can count them on one hand. Yeah. And there are games when CC does, will throw that changeup a lot, especially for strikeouts, and especially when he's behind in a count, in a fastball count.
Pitch to Laird is a strike. High fly ball, right center. Granderson will make the play, and a 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. We've played 6.5. It's time to stretch here at the stadium. 7-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia, but now we will listen to God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, may you please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a flight from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more. Visit J&R, giving you the real deal in electronics since 1971.
Seen the signs on the passers-by, something's got to give. Can't be free, but it's good for me. But this good thing comes along, and I can't hide too long. I need you to save me. I need you to set me free.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Ugh, brain freeze. Bring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Hey, have you been to my website lately? You should really check it out. Go to JetersFordChallenge.com and find out why Ford's lineup is really turning people's heads. Enter to win some great prizes. You can even watch my latest Ford commercials, outtakes, and behind-the-scenes videos. And of course, you'll always find great deals like these from your Tri-State Ford dealers.
Now get a new 2012 Ford Edge for just $199 a month.
Get online today at JetersFordChallenge.com, then get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with the Tri-State Ford update. Red Sox and White Sox in Chicago. Don't be fooled by the red pinstripes unis. Those are the White Sox, and that is Adam Dunn, adding to a 1-0 lead with his 5th home run, a 2-run shot. 3-0 White Sox. Red Sox have won 6 in a row, but Gavin Floyd has not allowed a hit through 5 to him. Guys?
Thanks a lot, Bob. Let's take a look at the American League East standings. The Orioles, if you take the fact that the Yankees swept them, they've gotten off to a great start, 13-8, tied with the Rays, and the Yankees are a game and a half out. Blue Jays 2 back, and the Red Sox are 2.5 back. So it's tight in the American League East, and nobody is under 500.
You know, it's funny. I was looking at the paper today, and I'm looking at, you know, in streaks, and the Red Sox have won 6 in a row, and they're 10-10. Shows you what type of start they got off to.
Andy Dirks takes over in left field.
Michael, I mentioned, or I just heard Bob Lorenz talking. What Adam Dunn has 5 home runs. Gone off to a pretty good start right after a miserable year.
Last year was one of the worst years any regular players ever had in the majors.
With that many at bat, I mean, he led 100 against lefties, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Cadillac scoreboard 3-2 Yankees.
You know, Michael, you mentioned Twitter before. I'm getting a lot of tweets up here about Laird behind the plate and how he throws the ball back to the pitcher. A lot of hesitation there.
Didn't that ruin Mackie Sasser's career?
Little Mackie Sasser, yeah.
And, you know, being an ex-catcher, I went through times in my career where throwing the ball back to the pitcher was not the easiest thing to do. And he is known as one of the best.
Base hit for Stewart.
A swing by Stewart. But Laird behind the plate is known as one of the best throwers of the baseball, throwing runners out. Sometimes the abbreviated throwing stroke back to the pitcher.
Doesn't want to overuse it. Remember, we talked about Verlander. He'll never reach above his head. Laird doesn't want to waste too many good throws, you know. Pauses there, takes care of that arm.
What brings it on, John? Is it just a blip that happens one day?
You know, when I was in the minor leagues, I could fire the ball back to the pitcher in between innings, you know, when it wasn't a problem. I got to the big leagues, and all of a sudden, stadiums got a little bigger, you know, the lights were a little brighter, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to throw this away. And you start thinking about it. But when a runner steals, it just happens. It's a reaction. You don't think about it.
That's really funny because, I mean, you go through certain things. I mean, blindfolded, I could get a ball off the wall, turn and throw it, and it'd end up right at the vicinity of second base. And all of a sudden you would get put in a position, you know, to play first for an inning or something, and you'd get a pickoff throw, and all of a sudden you're going to throw back to the pitcher, and you're like, you know, I haven't made this throw. I could throw this thing over to third base very easily. Easy. It's just a different throw, a different release.
Jeter showed bunt on that first pitch. Now he's staring down at Rob Thompson, the third base coach. So the Yankees might be playing for 1 run here just to pad that lead a bit. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Shows bunt again. Takes a pitch low, 2-0.
Well, now you get into the position where you might want to go hit and run or just a take, and of a sudden it seems like an easy decision. You want to try to bunt a guy over, but then you get behind in the count, and you know it sets those wheels in motion as far as Girardi what he wants to try to do.
That time wasn't bunting in the count 3-0.
You know, Paul, you and I have talked about Derek too. There are times in his career when he's feeling good, he'll swing the bat, and other times when he's in a little slow stretch, will lay down a bunt in certain situations. Expect him to be taking here 3-0.
And he does take. Count 3-1.
See Derek Jeter looking down at Robbie Thompson. It's important to know at 3-1 whether that runner is in motion, because if it's 3-1 you can still look for your pitch, but 3-1 if he's in motion and it's a strike, especially with the catcher running, no pun there, light flash, but you need to put the ball in play.
Runner goes. And that one is driven out to right field. Long run for Bosch. It's a foul ball.
Chris Stewart looking back, you'd expect if he was on the move 3-1, he'd be on the move again 3-2.
Runner goes. Derek will take another look down to third base, and you see Robbie Thompson's wearing the long sleeve blue, and there's a reason for that. On the hottest days he has to wear it because he has to have a contrast between his hands and his arms, so you could see if he's putting a finger, that could be putting a finger on the side of his arm if you can't see it up against the arm skin, so he'll always have that blue undershirt on to provide the contrast. Pitch is high, so Jeter walks. Hey, it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 3-10-0 for the Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Tigers. Granderson a solo home run and 2 ribbies. Sabathia has pitched very well, and Scherzer struggled. 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 7 walks, which is a career high, but you got to give him credit. He never let the game get out of hand. So here's Granderson. Now, do they have Granderson bunt? He bunted in the first inning. Tigers expecting it. They're in at the corners. Not bunting. 0-1.
You know, I was just thinking before that pitch, Michael. I mean, this is an opportunity. They're all set up for the big inning. 9-hitter Stewart gets a base hit. Leadoff hitter Jeter walks. Now you have the meat of your lineup coming up. Nobody out. Aggressive on the first pitch swinging. We'll see if he goes back to a bunt here.
Nope. 0-2. First big league appearance for Pucona. It doesn't seem as if he really scares.
Looks like he has just a little bit of problem controlling that sinker at times. But, you know, you said Curtis Granderson bunted in the first inning, and I said the same thing to Flash. I thought he was bunting for a base hit. Not your typical sacrifice guy. Guy's capable of hitting 40 home runs. But I agree, Flash. You know, you get the big inning right here. You know, you throw it a 2 or 3 spot up here. You know, CC Sabathia might just.
That's enough. It's over.
That'd be it.
Yep.
One-two. Driven to right field, but foul. Take a look back at the Coors Light cold hard blast. This was in the 4th inning with Granderson at the plate.
Well, again, Curtis Granderson gets good wood on it, but the end of the play was almost as exciting as the beginning of the play. It was an unbelievable play. Very relieved to finish that trot around the bases.
The 1-2. Way upstairs and outside. 2-2. And the count is full.
You're right, Paul. When he misses in the identical same spot every time, it seems like. Up and away to a lefty. Now a lot of pressure to throw a quality strike. 3-2, first and second with Alex Rodriguez on deck.
Runners do not go, and that pitch is foul back.
You know, it's funny because I was just thinking as you were watching Jim Leyland looking on, and we were talking earlier in the game about scouting reports for hitters. And Jim Leyland's going through the same thing. You get scouting reports on guys from your AAA manager and this, but until you really see what they do on the mound, you know, the verdict is out.
3-2. Foul back.
Well, when you watch a young pitcher, young hitter in spring training, it's not the same.
No.
I mean, they can go down there and have a great spring. All of a sudden, you get big league stadiums, big league lineups, a little more intensity.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. High fly ball. Deep right center. Austin Jackson back. Track. Wally makes the play. Both runners tag, and both runners will make it. So Granderson flirted with a 3-run home run, but Jackson ran it down.
And I tell you what, and he went to a breaking ball there, which he hadn't seen the whole count, but it was up out over the plate. Had the guts to go to it, but he kind of hung it. Curtis Granderson just missed it. As good as a sacrifice bunt.
He thinks it's a pop-up.
Yeah, that's not an infield fly roll there. That's 395 feet away.
Here's Alex Rodriguez, and the infield is in on the right side, halfway on the left side. Breaking ball just missed outside.
Santiago playing a little double play depth at shortstop, and Stewart, as you mentioned, Paul, a catcher, doesn't run that well at third base. A hard ground ball to short. You still have a play at home, and the right side playing in.
One and one.
Ball hit to the right side. I mean, you look back the runner, but there's no way where Santiago is playing shortstop that you can turn a double play from shortstop.
I was pointing at double play depth.
Yeah,
there.
too much distance here, and to your point, Flash, I mean, a pull hitter in Alex, if he gets a hold of one, it gives you a little more time on that left side of the infield.
Yankees 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position. 14 men have been left on base. Two and two.
I'm kind of interested to see what the young right-hander does right here. I mean, had an opportunity to pick up a huge strikeout with Robinson Cano on deck. Does he have a breaking ball he can fool Alex with down and away, or does he try to beat him with a fastball in?
Seems like he's got the stuff to get to 2 strikes. He hasn't had the stuff to get guys out. And there's a big difference because, you know, he's really a 2-pitch pitcher from what we've seen, and it's a sinking fastball and kind of an okay curveball. So you've got to have something that's just a little bit better than both of his pitches to get a strikeout.
Or a third pitch here, which Alex hasn't seen. Don't know if he has it.
So A-Rod has worked the count full.
Well, it's a game you play if you're a catcher behind the plate. Alex Rodriguez has seen a fastball inside. Is he thinking about a breaking ball away? Do you come back in with a fastball and try to trick him?
I think they've been trying to get him out inside.
chopped to short. They're going to come home with the ball, and he is safe. He got in ahead of the tag. Yankees now lead 4-2, and here comes Leland.
Well, Jim Leland was a little frustrated with the strike zone of Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, early on. Exactly what we talked about with Santiago playing double play depth, a ground ball his way, he might have a play at home. Close. Well, the tag was high. Did the foot beat him?
He's safe. Great call. That was not an easy call. He's seeing that in live action speed.
Anything he did wrong at the plate there, Flash, and a little more time to block the plate, possibly?
Maybe throw his shin guard in there and try to take the corner away. Usually you're taught to take the glove right to home plate, which would have been somewhere over here, and the tag ended up high.
So Chris Stewart showing some speed and slides in under the tag as Leland will go to the bullpen. Yankees up by 2.
Some people like the 2012 Kia Sorento because of its class-leading miles per gallon. Some people like that it's a 2012 top safety pick. And Consumers Digest likes it because it's a best buy. Introducing the 2012 Kia Sorento. What's not to like? Get the Sorento today and find out for yourself why it's a best buy.
Hi, Mom. I got it.
Bravo, Alex. You're officially an actress. And waitress, dog walker, and flower hand router, but mostly an actress. You just booked the coveted role of coffee patron number 4.
I even have a line. My line is a latte, please. I don't know, is she French, you know? Latte, please.
Good thing AT&T gives you unlimited calling to any mobile, so you can call everyone.
I know I have to say latte, but I feel like my character would drink tea.
Get unlimited calling to any mobile phone on any network when you get unlimited messaging. Rethink possible.
The Mazda 3, a top safety pick with uncompromised performance. And now, it's even more fuel efficient with available SkyActiv technology. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2012 Mazda 3 for just $169 a month.
New for this season, it's Yes Network's Game Connect, a social networking space that lets Yankees fans interact with each other and our broadcast booth while watching the game. Find out what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and detailed stats, all in one convenient location. So let's meet up and tweet up at YesNetwork.com.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Tigers go to Colin Ballister. 6 games so far this season, a lot of walks. And he will deal to Cano, first and third. That one is driven out to left field and deep. Going back, Dirk, still back. He makes the play on the track. Tagging is Jeter. He will score. It's a sac fly for Cano, and the Yankee lead is now 5-2.
You talk about Robbie not off to the start that he wants to be, but with men in scoring position, what a great way to do it. Go to left, center, left field, stay on the ball a little bit longer. See how he's behind the ball here. Really lets it travel deep. That's an easy way to get that ball in the outfield and get that runner in from third. Big run right there. I mean, that's a 3-run lead, and the way CeCe's throwing the ball, that's a big lead.
What do you think, Paul? I mean, good signs for Robbie tonight. A couple of base hits right back up the middle, and that ball, even though it beat him a little bit, had some carry on it.
Line drive right at fielder to retire Mark Teixeira, who was 0 for 5. But the Yankees get 2 really big runs on 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 8th. Yanks up 3.
If you think you have to trade power for fuel economy, think again. Lincoln MKX.
Visit your local Lincoln dealer for this exceptional lease offer, plus 4 years complimentary maintenance on Lincoln MKX.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
We've asked Johnny Double Time to show how you can't beat the deals at Bay Ridge Toyota or Toyota of Manhattan with a drum.
If you think this is amazing, just wait till you see what these two dealerships mean to you. Double the inventory, double the satisfaction, double the savings. Drum roll! Get a new 2012 Toyota Camry LE for only $189 per month. Now that's a deal you can't beat with a drum.
Thanks, Johnny. Come into Toyota of Manhattan or Bay Ridge Toyota and save money on deals you can't beat with a drum.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lease Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lease is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lease Toyota.
Dish Network can claim what they want, but America consistently chooses DirecTV. For the best television experience, DirecTV beats Dish hands down. But don't just take our word for it. Over the last 3 years, for every customer Dish gained, DirecTV gained 8 times more. In fact, more people chose DirecTV last year than all cable and satellite companies combined. Sorry, Dish, 30 million customers can't be wrong. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Check out YesNetwork.com new Game Connect. Our new social networking app lets Yankee fans interact with each other and the broadcast booth while watching the game. See what other fans are tweeting about and get up-to-the-minute scores and in-depth pitch-by-pitch stats, all at YesNetwork.com. I could read them, Michael. I just can't do them.
We go to the 8th. And that one is hammered foul. So the Yankees get 2 big runs in the 7th to give CC some breathing room. And the fielder's choice gave Alex Rodriguez an RBI, which now breaks the tie with Willie Mays. And Alex now stands alone in 8th place. And he is 13 behind Eddie Murray, next stop on that list. And Hank Aaron is at the top. Hyundai scoreboard 5-2. Yankees lead Detroit. Flirting with extra base hits, but can't keep it fair.
You know, we were just going to put the ball boy on the highlight film, but he booted it out there. First error of the year. Yeah, look at the pitching line. Seven so far. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs. That's kind of an ace of the staff outing, huh?
Just looking up there too, there's the 3rd straight start in which he's pitched into the 8th inning. You know, in the month of April, traditionally his worst month.
The 3-2 pitch. High, so Worth walks. And when you consider that the Yankee bullpen yesterday had to go 7 1/3 innings, they needed a long outing from their starter today. And Sabathia has given them just what they needed. He's still at a good pitch count, 94. And the back end of the Yankee bullpen is rested because Girardi was able to navigate that 7 1/3 using the front end of the bullpen. There's a strike.
Yeah, I'm sure that walk right there to the number 9 hitter is going to frustrate CC Sabathia. 3-run lead as David Robertson now stirring in the Yankee pen.
You ever look up as a catcher? I know we do now. It's always a pitch count, this or that. But as a catcher, you know, you want to get a guy through possibly the 5th inning, a 7th inning, whatever. Look up and see a pitch count and start trying to rush back there to get him through innings?
No, you know what pitching coaches and Larry Rothschild in this case would do? He would say, hey, you got to get his pitch count down, get a quick inning. You know, and I would always take that as a catcher, a lot of breaking balls early in counts, trying to get some swings, get some ground balls. But in this case, I think Chris Stewart behind the plate is saying, you know what, my #1 guy has been locked in all day long. Let's try to get him through 8th, and if the manager wants to go to the closer, so be it.
Swing and a miss. Jackson strikes out. He is 0 for 4. Well, you can vote along with us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are #1, Curtis Granderson, #2, CC Sabathia, #3, Eric Chavez, #4, Alex Rodriguez. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Stevie Donahue getting the right phone as Bosch bunts foul.
Bosch started this ball game off same thing, trying to think about a bunt for a base hit. He's had a nice day, 2 for 3. Trying to take advantage of Alex Rodriguez playing deep at third base. Get on base for your middle of the lineup.
So 0-2 on Bosch. Bosch 2 for 3 against CC. Yankees 5 runs on 10 hits. Tigers 2 runs on 4 hits. Missed outside. Might be the hardest pitch he's thrown all day.
Well, I was just thinking too, after the leadoff walk to the #9 hitter, as good of a sequence as Austin Jackson gets a strikeout, and then he just missed with that fastball there. Perfect 0-2 pitch. You mentioned the velocity, Michael. These last 2 at bats, he's been good all day, but the last 2 at bats, he was great.
1-2. Foul back.
See too many lefties have good swings off CC Sabathia, and Brendan Bosch has had some good swings today. They hooked the ball into right field on a breaking ball, drove one into left center. Good solid hitter. Must be that magic 2-hole we talked about early in the game, hitting ahead of Cabrera and Fielder.
1-2. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Sabathia.
Well, the pitch before is the one Bosch is going to be thinking about as he goes back to the dugout. As Paul mentioned, a good swing. And this just a perfectly executed slider in the dirt. And the pitch before, Paul mentioned what a good swing it was. This is the one you think about. He needed to do something with that, and he didn't. Cost him.
Yeah, when you're facing a really good pitcher, chances are you might see one good pitch to hit, and you need to put it in play because they're going to make their pitches.
Cabrera swings and misses. .38 strikeouts for Sabathia. That leads the American League, just ahead of Jared Weaver. (1-1). Driven out into right field. Ibanez will make the play. And 8 strong innings for CC Sabathia. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. Andrew Jones leads off the bottom of the inning.
If you wanted the perfect car, you'd want it to be quick, like a sports car, roomy, like a minivan, smooth, like a luxury car, efficient, like a compact, and tough, like a truck. you'd end up with something that looks a lot like the Toyota RAV4.
Lease one now for just $189 a month, or get 0% APR financing and get a lot for less. Toyota.
No wonder my Bob's keeps growing. My springtime values just keep popping up. Food prices up, gas prices up, furniture prices at other stores up, but not at my Bob's. My Commander reclining sofa and love seat was $9.99 5 years ago.
And it still is. Both pieces with 4 wall hugger recliners.
I'm Bob. My Commander was, is, and if I have any say, always will be only $9.99.
Get yours and you'll be Bobbinized.
An airline's job is to take you from where you are to where you need to be. And we're not just talking about points on a map. With a more intuitive Delta website and mobile app and the most Wi-Fi equipped planes, we let you be everywhere at once. Innovations like these are extending our reach so that you can extend yours. And now, even at 30,000 feet, you can still touch the ground.
How can we compete with Robin? Hey, we'll focus on Traverse. We'll hit the features, 24 mpg on the highway, seating for up to 8. Are you kidding me?
She literally sold the car right from under us.
Yeah, literally.
While we're sitting in it. Whew.
Visit ChevyOffers.com. And now very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Traverse LS for around $249 a month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Acura. Acura Advance. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Yankees are leading this one 5-2. A crowd of 43,084 here at the ballpark. And Andrew Jones takes outside from Colin Ballister. Mariano loosening up. Jones fouls one straight back.
I guess that answers your question, Flash.
Yep.
Hyundai scoreboard 5-2 Yankee lead. Chris Stewart having a conversation with Joe Girardi, and then he goes over to CeCe and goes, all right, good job. 8 strong innings. If you just tuned in wondering where Nick Swisher is, well, when Nick walked in the 3rd inning, looked like he tweaked his hamstring, and that's what happened, left hamstring. And Andrew Jones came in to pinch run. Count 3-2. High pop up and out of play.
Saw Brett Gardner last night out when we were out to dinner. He was anxious to try to get back. Took some swings yesterday. Not too far off.
Could be back with the Yankees when they go to Kansas City for Thursday's game. 3-2. That one's drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for Andrew Jones. And the Yankees lead 6-2.
Well, Nick Swisher started this game in right field. A little hamstring problem. Andrew Jones gets called upon. He's done a nice job the second half of the game. Base hit. Now he follows it up with his 3rd home run of the year. Fastball middle in. Not a bad way to finish off your day when you started it on the bench.
Once in a while, when you get those unexpected at-bats, it's just, they happen. You know, you don't put too much, you don't overthink things. You just get in the game and you play. It's funny, you look at Andrew Jones' career and you don't see too many guys that were, I mean, he was a star, a superstar at Atlanta. A Gold Glove winner, hitting 40 home runs. You don't see guys go from being a star player to role players in their career, really. You know, you see them kind of progressively go down, and then they go off
away,
and they retire.
Yeah.
But he's done a good job. He's found a little niche here with the Yankees. Handles left-handed pitching, still can handle anybody's fastball in the game.
Well, you never had to do it, but don't you think you have to accept it as a
I think that's the first
player?
thing.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you do is say mentally, hey, you know, this is a role now. I'm not the same player. And that's so hard to do as a player, to tell yourself you're not the same player, because you're saying, hey, I'm not as good as I was.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get through your own mind sometimes. You know, numbers wise, some of the numbers he has as far as stolen bases, Golden Gloves, home runs, I mean, he's got numbers that guys in the Hall of Fame have.
Chavez fouls it away. Another foul ball.
Yeah, we were just watching Mariano warm up, and that home run kind of sat him down. Mariano, he's not a guy that you need to get extra work and things like that. If it's not a safe situation, seldom you're not going to see him. David Robertson will come on. And I think that, you know, CC Sabathia could have gone back out, but
Yeah.
I think once you take a guy out, you know, you lose that game face. You go inside, and you can't go back in there and say, hey, why don't you go back out there and finish this?
You know, and I forget what manager it was. It was my time in Tampa Bay. That happened, where the manager shook the player's hand, said, you're done, and then we scored a bunch of runs and asked him to go back out. A disaster.
Yeah.
Because mentally he had just shut it down.
Turn it off. It's
Yep.
hard to turn it back on.
Here's Chris Stewart. Big hit for Chris Stewart to start up the seventh. Got the Yankees those 2 runs, stretched 3-2 to 5-2.
I was just going to say, Flash, I mean, this has got to kind of make you smile. At just a perfect day for Chris Stewart. Caught a great game. CC Sabathia pitched a great game. He got a hit, got some swings, got a game under his belt. Just kind of a perfect day for the backup catcher.
You know what makes well, that would make that kid's day too. A little high five from Derek Jeter. But when Sabathia, we showed him giving the high five to Chris Stewart in the dugout, that makes your day as a backup. The #1 guy appreciates what you did behind the plate.
How come you don't high five me after the games, Michael? What's up? Huh?
You'll run out of here.
Is that it?
On time to tackle you. Count 2-2. Missed outside, and the count 3-2. Running dialogue between that little guy and Derek Jeter.
Never understood it. And Derek's done it his whole career. How he can sit and talk and is able to just turn it off and turn it when he needs to go to the box.
That one's drilled deep to left. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball.
Oh, Flash, a perfect day. Just
almost got
frustrates him now because he just missed a home run.
Showing a nice quick stroke inside, just foul.
That's cool. Knew it immediately, though. Didn't take long.
Popped up. Cabrera makes the play for the final out. But the Yankees tag on another run, a home run by Andrew Jones. Prince Fielder will start it off in the 9th inning, and he'll be batting against David Robertson.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport.
I have great news. We can help people get term life insurance for as low as $14 a month.
I think it should be 5 cents.
Yeah, it should be 5 cents.
Everything can't be 5 cents.
See what you can do at MetLife.com.
At Bank of America, we're lending and investing in the people and communities who call New York home. From providing a loan to help a doctor better serve his patients, to supporting access to the arts, and funding that's helping build green, affordable housing complexes. Because the more we do in New York, the more we help make opportunity possible.
This lets us know every time someone takes home a new Nissan.
Every minute, someone buys a new Nissan. It's no wonder when you're named the country's most innovative car company. And they'll be going really fast during Nissan's Sale a Minute event with a $279 lease on Maxima or Lease Murano, only $299. Event ends soon. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your tri-state Nissan dealers.
Not a minute too soon.
Now you can shop WB Mason at home. Just go to WBMasonAtHome.com to find the brand products you know at low prices you'll love from who but WB Mason at home.
Following the last out of this series finale, don't miss the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry recap the key moments from today, including scores and updates from around the league. Plus, Meredith Morakovitz gets some players' reactions in the clubhouse. And you'll also hear Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. David Robertson, you see his numbers, 13 strikeouts in 9 innings. This will be his 10th game. This is not a save situation. Yankees are up by 4. Here's Prince Fielder. Threw a fastball right by him, 0-1. Shattered bat right to Cano. So he's pitching the 9th, so he feels, well, I've got to be like Mo and break a bat. And that one he just sawed off.
You know, Prince Fielder's such a big, powerful, slugging first baseman. A lot of times, a lot of off-speed pitches. People try to trick him, not David Robertson. 2 fastballs, broken bat.
Tell you one thing, though. Did you see Prince Fielder hustle down the line? I mean, he's going to be out by 20 steps, but he got out of the box, made an effort. New guy coming over. Looks good to your teammates.
Here's Brad Eldred. He's tried out the 3rd baseman, 2nd baseman, and the shortstop. 3 ground outs. Here's Prince out of the box.
Well, you get jammed like that, you could easily just kind of jog down. Look at that. To get you running in, right, Flash?
Joe Girardi told me today, he said you could see that Prince Fielder, even if you didn't know his story, grew up around the game. He respects the game. He knows situations, knows to take the ball the other way. He said he has a feel for the game. And he was always around his dad, Cecil, around the ballpark. Swing and a miss, blew it right by Eldred. Tigers down to their final out.
Robertson, when he has his good control, I mean, he's so impressive to watch. And sometimes you kind of take him for granted because you're always talking about the king out there, Mariano Rivera. But Robertson is just continually coming in and just getting strikeouts, throwing strikes. Good fastball, good curveball.
There's Andy Dirks. This is his first at bat of the day. Took over for Rayburn and left. 0-1.
Be a nice win for the Yankees. Take a series after yesterday's game. CC Sabathia did his part, and a little tension in the middle of the game when you felt like they should blow it out, but it looks like it's in hand now. 4-run lead.
Yeah, in the pregame we were talking about in Texas, that was probably CC's best start of the year, and you hope that he continues to build on, and he did that.
He did, yeah.
He was a little bit better today than he was in Texas, and yeah, that's got to be a very good sign for the pitching coach and the manager.
Spoiled that one. And the 0-2. Dirks hit a home run yesterday in the first inning, a 3-run shot off of Freddie Garcia. Made 2 nice catches in left field. But the lefty did not start the game against Sabathia. And the 0-2, really fighting it off.
He's doing a nice job with 2 strikes on some high fastballs. Dirks is just kind of shortening his swing, trying to put the ball in play. Has not seen that big curveball. You wonder if he's set up for it now.
Oh, O'Neill fan.
Look at that. Young fella, too. Probably wasn't even born when I was playing.
The 0-2. 1-2. And the pitch. Grounded foul. Stewart with a quick trip to the mound. Making them work.
I'm just looking at the schedule here, Michael, and this looks like this is the last time that Detroit comes in New York.
Yep.
But you do get the feeling it's not the last time they're going to play here for the year.
Well, we'll see who knocks off whom with the new playoff structure. This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. It gets away from Stewart. He gets an angle. And that's the ball game as the Yankees win 6-2. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy Player of the Game. Lots of heroes in this one. Curtis Granderson with a home run. CC Sabathia was outstanding over 8 innings. 2 strikeouts for David Robertson in the 9th. A home run by Andrew Jones as well. Everybody contributed as the Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Remember, That tough 8-game stretch that we looked at, the Yankees ended up being 5-3 in those 8 games. They took the 2 games against Boston. 1 game was rained out. They lost 2 out of 3 to Texas, and they took 2 out of 3 from Detroit, so 5-3 in those 8 games. Yankees win 6-2. We've got an award to give out. You want to stay tuned for that. Then the postgame show with Bob, Jack, and Meredith. All coming up right here on Yes.
Greetings from the windy city of Chicago. People here sure are friendly, but some have had a hard time understanding my accent. So, to make sure people get every word of the Geico savings message, I've been practicing how to talk like a true Chicagoan.
Switching to Geico could save you hundreds of dollars on car insurance. Da bears.
You people sure do talk funny.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What's this Honda Really Big Sales event all about?
Real deals, big inventory.
Big inventory.
Lots of vehicles and colors to choose from.
So this is a good time to buy?
Really good, but it ends soon.
Why does it have to end?
All things must end.
Why?
That's how the universe works.
Does that bother you?
I don't think about it, I live in the moment.
That's a good philosophy. So what kind of deal can I get in this moment?
We've got great deals on our most popular models.
This is a big moment.
It is. Let's relish it.
Get a great deal on the Odyssey during the Really Big Sales event. Real deals, big inventory. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lease Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lease is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lease Toyota.
We've asked Johnny Doubletime to show how you can't beat the deals at Bay Ridge Toyota or Toyota of Manhattan with a drum.
If you think this is amazing, just wait till you see what these 2 dealerships mean to you. Double the inventory, double the satisfaction, double the savings. Drum roll! Get a new 2012 Toyota Camry LE for only $189 per month. Now that's a deal you can't beat with a drum.
Thanks, Johnny. Come into Toyota of Manhattan or Bay Ridge Toyota and save money on deals you can't beat with a drum.
Our child is still young, but she's growing so fast.
And we're the type of family that doesn't want a single memory to pass us by, so we shop at 17th Street Photo for the most reliable Canon products. Staff understands that we don't want to miss a moment.
And we depend on their advice when choosing the newest Canon products. So thank you, 17th Street Photo and Canon, for helping to preserve our priceless memories.
For all your photography and Canon needs, visit 17th Street Photo on 17th between 5th and 6th Avenues or online at 17photo.com.
Yankees take the series, take this game 6-2 over the Tigers, and let's take a look at the Land Rover drive of the game.
A Land Rover drive of the game. Curtis Granderson will hit his 8th home run, but it is not a totally clean play as Austin Jackson makes a great bid out in right center field over the wall off his glove. And ends up a home run for Curtis Granderson, a Land Rover drive of the game.
So the Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Now the Orioles come in for 3 games starting tomorrow night right here at the stadium. Let's take a look how it breaks down. 6-11-0 for the Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Tigers. Time of the game, 3-11. Sabathia goes to 3-0. Scherzer took the loss. Sabathia lasted 8. Granderson had the solo home run, 2 ribbies. And Jones was 2 for 2 with a solo home run, taking over the injured Swisher. Alex Rodriguez, he had 2 ribbies, and that passes Willie Mays for 8th on the all-time RBI list. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Meredith Marakovitz. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Bowler, coordinating director John Moore, Troy Benjamin, John Purcell, Ed Delaney, Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Orioles from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Our coverage will begin at 6 p.m. right here on the Yes Network. Once again, the final score, 6-2 Yankees. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry in our Yes Network studios.
Thank you, Michael. Great to have you with us, as always, here on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. The Yanks take the series finale 6-2, so they make it 2-3 against the Tigers. And in a season in which the much-maligned starting rotation has averaged a little more than 5 innings per start, Jack, CeCe, for a second straight outing, gives them 8.
Right, this is exactly what Joe Girardi needed, exactly what the Yankees needed, with a lot of questions about the rotation out there. CeCe Sabathia coming through with 8 innings to lower the volume. He gives the Yankees a strong start. It was all about the four-seam fastball and the slider. Of the 106 pitches that he threw, 95 of them were four-seamers or sliders. He didn't really use his changeup. He really didn't use his curveball, and he didn't need to. 8 of his strikeouts, 5 of them are sliders.
The impressive thing, too, Jack, is that CeCe in this outing, a couple times letting it back within a run. He'd bend a little bit, but he wouldn't break.
No, he didn't break at all. The Tigers 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position against Sabathia. And even as the Yankees were littering the bases with runners and not producing until late in the game, you just had the feeling that Sabathia was out there on a mission and said, I know my team needs a win today. I'm an ace. I have to figure out a way to get us there. And he did. Through 8 innings, he was solid.
Well, one guy who did produce for them throughout the game was Curtis Granderson. Gave him an early run with a walk and then with a home run later on. He was 1 for 3, 2 runs batted in, and Curtis hitting his 8th home run of the season. He is your Chevy player of the game. And a few moments ago, Meredith Marakovits had a chance to talk to him.
Curtis, you seem to have had a lot of success in the batter's box as of late. Last 12 games, 6 homers, 11 RBIs. What's led to that success? How comfortable are you feeling?
It's just the baseball being baseball. Kevin Long, myself, we're still trying to work on things and get the swing right. It's not 100% there yet, but it's only April, so we're not too worried about some things. Just get ourselves in good position to hit and try to hit strikes.
That 4th inning homer, upon initial contact, did you think that was out? Because it seemed like you stutter-stepped a little bit there around second base, seeing if Austin Jackson made the grab.
Not right away, and then when I saw him leap over the wall and I heard the crowd's reaction, it was a reaction that, oh, he caught it. And then I had to look around, and the umpires told me that it went over. So it took me a while to get back in and see the replay to see exactly what happened.
Knowing how this bullpen has been taxed the last 2 days, how big was it to get that start out of CeCe Sabathia today?
It's great, you know, and it always seems to come around to a guy like that whenever guys need a little bit of rest out there. And sure enough, I look out in the bullpen, I see Clay Rapata and Corey Wade just relaxing a little bit, taking a much-needed day, all in part because CeCe went out there and threw another great game for us.
How much of a luxury is it to have an ace like that on the mound, knowing he's coming up every 5th day?
It's great, and the guys are feeding off of him. Everybody's looking to build, and they want to be just like him. He's doing some great things for us. The fans are definitely excited when he's out there. We want to see him out there for us, and he's definitely a tough at bat for any opposing team, no matter who they happen to be.
Curtis, thanks for the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Bob, back to you in the studio.
Meredith, thank you. Curtis Granderson has caught fire over his last 12 games, batting .333, 6 home runs in that span, and he's knocked in 11 runs. And since going 0 for 5 opening day, he has reached base safely in each of the next 20 games. Meantime, what does the skipper think about today's win? Well, let's hear from Joe Girardi in the manager's report, brought to you by Geico.
Meredith?
Joe, with the way you've had to use your bullpen over the last 2 days, how important was it to get that type of start out of CeCe Sabathia?
You know, really important. And obviously we had a fresh arm in DJ Mitchell, but it's nice to, you know, get your bullpen back to full strength for the most part going into tomorrow, another series.
What did you feel like was working for him today?
Everything. Fastball both sides. Slider was good. His changeup was good. Didn't throw a lot of curveballs, but I thought for the most part, you know, he controlled the swings by his location and his changing of speeds.
What happened with Nick Swisher, and are there any results for that?
Yeah, he's got a real low-grade strain. You know, we're probably looking at more than a few days, but I'm not saying it's a DL, you know. I think it's probably more than a couple of days, but I'm not saying it's a DL. So we'll have to see how he progresses in the next few days. He had an MRI, and it was just a real low-grade strain. Dave?
Joe, you spent so much time worrying about, you know, how to fix maybe some of the back end of the rotation with Phil and the way things went with Freddie. I mean, what kind of relief from manager's standpoint just to give the ball to CeCe and have him go out there and give you 8 innings, is just give you a fresh perspective on things?
Yeah, I mean, it allows you to give some guys a day off in the bullpen. It just, you know, when you have your ace in the mound and, you know, you talk about trying to win all the series and you know, you're tied at 1-1, you feel pretty good about going into that day, that he's going to put a good game out there, and we've seen him get increasingly better each start he's went out, and that's encouraging for us as well. Go ahead, Andrew.
Joe, what are you going to do with your rotation?
We'll stay in rotation, and Phelpsy will just take Freddie's spot.
Go ahead.
Stewart's obviously done a great job catching Sabathia, but now he actually has a hit in each start too, and almost hit one out today. Do you consider any offense from him to be essentially a bonus?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it with all our catchers. Your first job is defense. I don't care if you're, you know, a 20-run guy and 100. Your first job is defense because you talk about saving runs, and I know that doesn't go on the back of a bubblegum card. But it's really, really important. And he does a tremendous job doing that. So I tell our catchers, you know, offense is second. Save runs for me. And they do our guys do a good job. They understand that.
And to hear more from the manager, stay tuned right after this post-game show for an all-new edition of WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show. Michael Kay hosts as Joe breaks down his starting rotation. Plus, he's got the latest on Andy Pettitte, along with previews of upcoming series against Baltimore and Kansas City. Michael also quizzes Joe to see how well he knows his players. All right, Jack and I will take our first break on this postgame. When we come back, more on today's 6-2 Yankees victory. They ran a tough gauntlet here through the Red Sox, Rangers, and Tigers, going 5-3. And when we come back, we'll talk to Michael Kay, Paul O'Neill, and John Flaherty about that, as well as CeCe's strong outing today.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
Sure, some of our customers have switched to WB Mason. But these guys, they're loyal. They love our coffee here.
Hey, that's one of our pots.
So's this.
And this.
Sorry, guys, we switched to WB Mason.
Yeah, we love our Green Mountain K-Cups.
All the gourmet flavors.
And WB delivers every day.
WB Mason strikes again.
But it does make a nice fishbowl.
Who but WB Mason?
It's time to clean out your garage for a car that's worthy of being the 2012 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Volkswagen Passat. That's the power of German engineering.
Right now, lease the 2012 Passat for $219 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
We all have one, that perfect spot. A special place we go to smooth out the ripples of the day. It might be off a dock or on a boat, upstream, or in the middle of nowhere. Wherever it may be, casting a line in the clear, fresh waters of Michigan lets us leave anything weighing us down back on shore. Our perfect spot is calling. Our perfect spot is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Cadillac CTS Sport Sedan was designed with near-perfect weight balance from front to back. And back to front. For exceptional control from left to right and right to left. We don't just make luxury cars, we make Cadillacs.
Now lease a 2012 CTS Sport Sedan for $328 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees. And by your local Hyundai dealer and our MVP, the 2012 Sonata.
Good to have you back once again here on the WB Mason postgame as the Yankees beat the Tigers today 6-2 in their series finale. Let's get to the Bigelow T postgame booth report now with Michael, Flash, and Paul. Michael, let's start with what CC Sabathia did today, because in recent times, it's all been about the starting rotation, what they haven't been able to do, and CC made it the headline today for all the right reasons.
Well, absolutely. He gave them the start that they needed, especially since they had to do 7 1/3 innings out of the bullpen yesterday. You know, we showed a stat on our open to the broadcast. The Yankee starters are 13th or 14th in so many categories, and still for them to come into this game at 11-9, that seems to be the last piece of the puzzle for them. And boy, he was unbelievable today. That's the Sabathia that you know, and that's the one you need.
Yeah, we've seen from CC in his Yankee career, he might struggle in the month of April, but once he finds his stride, he finishes it off strong and has a great year. And it looked like tonight tonight. I think probably the second step on the way to that. The game in Texas threw the ball pretty well, but tonight the fastball slider combination was as good as we've seen it from CeCe.
And that's why the Yankee rotation is what it is. No matter what happens at the bottom, you know at the top you could depend on him.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Going into the playoffs, going into a big series, going into a time right now where they're kind of spotty in their starting rotation, I think that might even have helped him, where he figures out, hey, I'm the #1 starter. We're struggling. Let's go out and keep this going. And he did it. I mean, he was pretty well dominant today.
Guys, switching to offense for a second, Curtis Granderson, I'm not sure why he was bunting in his first at-bat, but he follows that up with a very strong at-bat to get the walk with the bases loaded, and then an even stronger at-bat to go deep. What did you guys see in his at-bats today?
Well, the only reason that I could think that he was bunting was I think he was 5 for 23 coming in. Paul actually thought he might have been bunting for a hit, but still, you don't want him bunting for a hit there. The guy could hit the ball out. I don't think that he's really found his stride yet. Maybe that's it. Maybe today we're starting to see it a bit.
Well, I mean, he had the one real big game where he hit the 3 home runs. But, I mean, Curtis Granderson can do so many things, especially here in Yankee Stadium. It looks like he has really learned to hit here, pull home runs. But to bunt in the first inning, to me, he was bunting for a hit and to try to surprise things, get something going. But, you know, Curtis Granderson, especially now with Swisher probably out for a few days, is a big part of that lineup.
Michael, I want to underscore a point that you made, and that was that they went through the Red Sox, Rangers, and now the Tigers 5-3 after making it 2-3 in this series. So they win this series. They are in this now 5-3 over their last 8. Pretty important stuff. Again, knowing that in ways you're just treading water, trying to get healthy, trying to get everything clicking, but you're still playing pretty good ball.
Well, you know, you looked at those 9 games, and it was 9 games originally until the Sunday night game against the Red Sox was rained out, and you said, well, there's going to be a good litmus test for the Yankees. And the Texas Rangers might be the most complete team in baseball, and they came within a 2-0 victory by Yu Darvish of taking 2 out of 3 from them as well. The Yankees are not a perfect situation right now because of the starting pitching, and to take 5 out of 8 against 3 really good teams, I think that's an impressive stretch.
No, you're going to feel good about it. You know, they caught the Red Sox at the right time. The Red Sox got hot right after the Yankees were there. Texas is going to be tough all year, and I think the Tigers are going to be a better team later on. With all that being said, the Yankees did what they had to do during the stretch. Now you look forward to their series tomorrow against Baltimore, who surprised a lot of people, and then Kansas City coming up after that. So it looks good on paper, but like you said, the Yankees have some issues. They got to figure out the back end of this rotation.
And Bob and Jack, if you look at their overall record, they're 12-9. We really haven't seen the best of Cano yet. Teixeira is struggling. Alex Rodriguez still has not gotten off to the swing that he wants. There's a lot of people that are struggling in that lineup. We know that the rotation is struggling as well. And for them to be 12-9, they're in pretty good shape because you have to assume that all of that is going to come around.
Right, 12-9. CeCe goes 8 today. That's the second straight start. He's done that. Only one other starter has done that for them all season, and that's Kuroda. He gets the ball tomorrow. John, you just mentioned it, previewing the series against the first place Baltimore Orioles. What do you guys see in that series?
Well, you're hoping you're going to see the same Kuroda that went out the last time against the Texas Rangers, who got beat by Darvish, but he was still pretty impressive. I think the one thing that concerns me a little bit is his inconsistency. He'll go out there and throw a good game. Opening day at Yankee Stadium comes to mind, and then he follows it up with a rough one. Yankees are hoping to get off on the right foot tomorrow against the Orioles.
And the Yankees obviously would like to do to the Orioles what they did to them in Baltimore, but I always wonder, Paul, they swept the Orioles in Baltimore. Is that on Baltimore's mind as they come in tomorrow?
Well, I think Baltimore in the last few years, you've seen us have had issues beating the Yankees. And the Yankees know that. The Baltimore Orioles know that. So you don't want to let that change. And I said it yesterday. I always say it's important to play well at home. They got to continue to win here at home.
And one of the keys for the American League East guys could be the Baltimore Orioles. And we all said this in spring training as well. The Blue Jays are improved. You know, the Red Sox are the Red Sox, the Rays are the Rays, and the Yankees are the Yankees. What team's going to have the better record against the Orioles? That could be the thing that separates that team from the other 3 teams, and the Orioles want to be in that mix as well. Everybody in the American League East is at 500 or better, so it's a pretty good stretch. But again, you need to really put wins up against the Orioles, and they'll try to stop that starting tonight or tomorrow night.
All right, guys, we're going to let you go for now. Have a terrific night.
All right, thanks, guys. You too.
All right, thanks. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more coming up here. Obviously, more from the clubhouse, and we're going to break down CeCe and hear from him right after this timeout.
I may have retired from the game, but not from being big. Good thing one car gives me full-size luxury and 36 miles per gallon, which is nice because I've got shoes that are bigger than most hybrids and more stylish, too. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, You don't know Buick.
Now get 2 years of premium services for one low monthly payment on the 2012 Buick LaCrosse with e-assist technology. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
Today, my journey brings me to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spend a day with Geico driver Casey Mears. I told him the secret to saving money on car insurance. He told me the secret to his car setup. First, he adjusts his speed. And a quarter cup of pineapple juice. Or was that the secret to his barbecue sauce?
Hey, secret sauce.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport.
There are over 358 million trillion gallons of water on Earth. But not all water is created equal. Only 1/1000th of 1% is filtered naturally beneath the Earth, with a distinct balance of minerals, and emerges crisp and refreshing enough to be called Poland Spring. Poland Spring 100% natural spring water, born better.
This lets us know every time someone takes home a new Nissan.
Every minute, someone buys a new Nissan. It's no wonder when you're named the country's most innovative car company. And they'll be going really fast during Nissan's Sale a Minute event with a $179 lease on Altima or a $209 lease on Rogue. Event ends soon. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your Tri-State Nissan dealers.
Not a minute too soon.
And we're back with our Land Rover pitching performance. CC Sabathia improves to 3-0. His Ks are going up and his ERA is going down.
Yeah, it started out the game with a strikeout of Austin Jackson there with a fastball. Then in the third inning, he hits Danny Worth looking at a fastball. There's the slider bob to Brennan Bosch. 5 of his 8 strikeouts coming on a slider. And guess what? CC's a better athlete than people give him credit for. Approaches that ball with just the amount of speed. Easily gets Santiago in the 7th on a 1-3.
And once again, that was your pitching performance brought to you by your local Tri-State area Land Rover Center. Also, go to LandRover.com. You can request quotes, schedule test drives, and view available vehicles. So here are the numbers on CC today as opposed to Max Scherzer. Now, you really do give Scherzer credit for allowing just 3 runs because he was in worlds of trouble having given up 7 walks. But CC the whole time, steady as she goes, 8 innings of 4 hit, 2-run ball, and he struck out 8. He talked about his performance a short time ago.
CC, in previous starts, you talked a lot about fastball command and really working off that pitch. Is this the best you felt in that regard today?
Yeah, you know, both sides of the plate. You know, we, threw a lot, in and was able to make that effective and, kept them off the off-speed pitches.
Joe talked a lot about how not only have you been getting better every start, but getting stronger as the game goes on. What allows you to do that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel pretty good. And, once I get my mechanics down, I feel like I can, put more effort into trying to throw the ball. And, that seems to happen later in the game.
That first pitch homer for Fielder, what were you trying to do with that pitch?
Just trying to get, make a pitch, curveball. And, he put it in the bad spot and he hit a bomb.
Knowing how the bullpen has been taxed the last couple of days, how much is that in the back of your mind saying, hey, I got to give this team some length today?
I'm always trying to get a team length. So no matter what the situation is, our bullpen has been throwing a lot. So, it just feels good to be able to go out and get those guys a rest.
Were you able to tell pretty early on, CC, that, oh, I'm going to be tough today?
You always feel like you're going, you're confident that you can, go out and hold the team down. So, like I said, I felt pretty good today and moved the ball around and made some pitches.
When it's the rubber game against a team who is among the best in the American League, does that add some incentive to make sure you guys get this one too?
You know what? Yeah, I mean, in the back of your mind, but I always want to pitch well against no matter, who it is. So, just feels good to be able to get the win today, win the series.
You know, you could almost say that in his previous starts, maybe throughout the last one against the Rangers, but the game had commanded him because he didn't have command. But it seemed like today CeCe had command of whatever he wanted to do, whatever pitch he wanted to throw.
I agree with you, Bob. He has 38 strikeouts in his first 5 starts, but I bet you that CeCe Sabathia would tell you that he's satisfied with this one and pretty satisfied with his last one. But the first 3, he was searching, as you said out there. He really didn't have the fastball command that he was searching for. And then today what he did, he made it simple on himself. A lot of fastballs and a lot of sliders, and he didn't have those deep counts. He just looked like he was in total control out there. As we said earlier, the Yankees left a lot of guys on base, so this game was closer than it should have been for a while, but it just always seems as if Sabathia was in control.
All right, let's remind you that in case you missed any part of our Tigers-Yankees recap, all you have to do is go to YesNetwork.com for a condensed version. Just click on Post Game Plus, presented by Bigelow Tea. See the top plays and hear some of the post-game reaction, including Curtis Granderson on his hot hitting and Joe Girardi on Nick Swisher's hamstring injury. We will take another break. When we come back, more on Curtis Granderson. Ajax out in center, almost near that home run ball. When it dropped, Granderson had his 8th of the year.
An RBI double, a long 2-run home run for Nick Swisher. Makes the play, and the Yankees sweep the Orioles.
Tomorrow, Jeter wraps up his red-hot April as the Bombers look to continue their domination of the Orioles. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 without any batting practice today, only on Yes.
A lot of people are buying the Hyundai Sonata, and they're telling us why inside the booth.
My 2012 Sonata, the best car in America.
Every single detail on that car I love. Gets great gas mileage.
A company that stands behind its product.
Piece of cake process. More upfront, better warranty. Hello? That was my mother-in-law.
I think she was going to tell you about the lease. It's just $199 a month. But only at your local Hyundai dealer.
That's 6 so far today.
And it's not even noon.
I don't get it. Why are all of our customers switching to coffee from W.B. Mason?
Well, they sell Green Mountain coffee.
So?
At great low prices.
So?
With lots of delicious flavors. And 1 cup brewing means no waste, no mess.
Yep, we clean our pots every month.
And WB delivers fresh coffee every day.
Enough already. There's nothing wrong with our coffee. They just don't know what they're missing. Who but W.B. Mason?
For our families, our neighbors, and our communities, America's beverage companies have created a wide range of new choices, developing smaller portion sizes and more low and no-calorie beverages, adding clear calorie labels so you know exactly what you're choosing, and in schools, replacing full-calorie soft drinks with lower-calorie options. With more choices and fewer calories, America's beverage companies are delivering.
You know that tingly feeling you're having? It's pretty great, isn't it? It's what superheroes feel when they discover they're a superhero. You can thank Golfsmith. Their trade-in days gave you money toward brand new gear, like this driver. So good riddance, old stuff. You're a superhero now, and your powers are amazing, Mr. Fairway. We'll work on a better name later. Make every swing count with 50% more towards your club trade-in.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
And we're back once again on the W.B. Mason postgame as the Yankees beat the Tigers today 6-2. It is time to take you through the full game highlights, and they are brought to you, as always, by Lincoln. We'll start top of the first. CeCe Sabathia off to a roaring start. Man on second, he strikes out Prince Fielder to end the inning. 1 of 2 Ks in that inning. Bottom of the second with 2 out. That's a 2-2 pitch that everybody thought was strike 3.
Yeah, I think it was. John Flaherty thought it was. Paul O'Neill thought it was. And look at this, Bob. I think it is, too. It either catches the plate or Jeter swings here. And then when Scherzer doesn't get the call, Jeter and the Yankees take advantage of it. Jeter bounces this one to the left side. That's going to be an infield single to load the bases. The next batter, Scherzer is reeling now. 3-2 changeup to Granderson. He walks him. It's 1-0 Yankees, and the inning is getting away from him.
And it is, because A-Rod next up grounds one softly to third. Miguel Cabrera comes in but can't make the play. Everyone's safe. Eric Chavez is in, so 2 runs. It could have been scoreless, but they're up 2-zip. Top of the fourth this time. Fielder gets his buddy. Crushes one, second deck. And it's a solo shot. Tigers down 2-1 now. A bottom of the fourth. Boy, you might not root for the Tigers, but you root for defense like this, an effort like this.
I tell you, when I see Austin Jackson try and make this play, Bob, I'm just thinking Spider-Man right here. These are the kind of plays Torrey Hunter, Devon White, guys like that used to make. He almost makes a play of the year, and were it not for that pole there, I think he hangs on to the ball.
Unbelievable effort. Curtis Granderson had to stop and check, and then he kept going. It was 3-1. Top of the sixth, Miguel Cabrera with one on. To deep center off Sabathia, Brennan Bosch will score all the way from first. An RBI double for Cabrera, and the Tigers back within a run, 3-2. Bottom of the seventh now, second and third, A-Rod, one out. Little chopper, and the throw home, and Chris Stewart just ahead of the tag, and Jimmy Leland not happy about it, but Stewart's leg was in there. Then top of the eighth, Sabathia gets Cabrera to lift one out to right to end the inning, and that would be the day for the Yankee left-hander as CeCe picks up his third win of the year. Yankees win it 6-2. CeCe going 8 strong innings, allowing the 4 hits and striking out 8 in a 106-pitch performance. So a good job there by CeCe in getting the win. If there was a problem, it was the Yankees 3 for 13 with the runners in scoring position. They did leave 15 on base, but it is a win and another home run for Curtis Granderson, his 8th on the season. And as we look at the home run leaders in the American League, brought to you by Toyota, he is just one shy of the league lead held by the Rangers, Josh Hamilton. All right, so you look at the way Granderson is hitting now. We broke him down a little bit on the pregame. Last 12 games, something has changed for him, and it's really paid off.
Right, and he kept talking about timing, and I think when we know how much he worked with Kevin Long, and people go back to those sessions and they think that the swing is perfect and it's fixed, but Major League players will tell you, and you can hear Paul O'Neill talking about it in the broadcast booth, lamenting old at-bats, just because your swing feels good for a week doesn't mean on that 8th day it's going to feel great. And I think Curtis told Meredith on the field after the game, you're still tinkering with things. You're still trying to find it. But how about this, Bob? He had 41 home runs last year. He's at 8 home runs and 16 runs batted in right now. That's the most he's ever had in his career before May 1st. So he is looking for big numbers again.
Another thing we talked about on the pregame was the fact that Granderson and Swisher have shared that 2-6 spot. Depends what Joe Girardi felt like doing with it. Granderson batted in the 2 spot today. Now Nick Swisher is out for an undetermined amount of time with that low-grade left hamstring strain. So does he just now pencil Granderson in that 2 spot?
I would think Joe Girardi would do that. I think he knows Granderson is comfortable in that spot. You can very easily, if it's a lefty, have Andrew Jones hit 6th, if that's how you actually go with your lineup one night, or a guy like Chavez. So I would say for as long as Swisher is out, you probably will see Granderson in the 2 hole.
How important is it that Brett Gardner, who's eligible to come off the DL on May 3rd, now get back that day with Swisher, again, missing at least probably more than a few days is what you already said.
It's very important, and Meredith Marakovitz reporting to us from the clubhouse that the Yankees right now don't think that they're going to try and add an outfielder. They're going to try and just tread water until Gardner does come back in a few days. So even if Swisher does miss those few days, it doesn't seem as if they're going to dip down for AAA for help. They're going to try and get by with what they have here right now.
All right, let's take another break here on the postgame. When we come back, Jack and I will take you around the majors. Well, the Angels and Torrey Hunter, we talked about how good defensively he is, having problems there, and we'll check in on the Red Sox and Jays as well.
Rotation questions, lineup changes, injury updates. Joe knows.
Absolutely.
And you will too when you watch WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show. It's a review. It's a preview. It's your complete view of the only team that matters. New every Sunday, only on Yes.
Is it fast?
It's got 10 speeds, my friend.
Is it fast?
Got a lightning bolt on it, doesn't it? Is it fast? I don't even know if it's street legal.
Is it safe?
Oh, yeah. It's a Volkswagen.
The Jetta, one of 9 Volkswagen models named the 2012 IIHS Top Safety Pick. That's the power of German engineering.
Right now, lease the 2012 Jetta for $159 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
Let's start with car insurance X. This one does save people a lot of money. It is very affordable.
It was very delicious.
If you could please taste car insurance Y. This one is much more expensive.
It's really bad.
Let's see what you picked.
Oh, Geico.
Over their competitor. You are a magician, right?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No.
All right, well, give it a shot.
I am so sorry.
It was that close.
Today we're going to learn to say $1 million.
Yes, pudding.
No, no. Guess.
Plunger.
No, $1 million.
Tweezers.
No.
Goat.
No. Kumquat. No.
Plunger.
No.
Napkin.
Monkey.
What?
Monkey?
Turn words into cash. Play cash word scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
Orangutan?
Take a knee, team. The Chevy Malibu has been a Consumer's Digest Best Buy for 4 years in a row. Standard with OnStar and turn-by-turn navigation, this car offers 33 miles per gallon on the highway. What's he doing?
Good question.
Get up,
You said take a knee. That's what that means?
Well, technically.
Visit ChevyOffers.com. Right now, very well-qualified lessees can get a 2012 Chevy Malibu LS for around $179 a month. Fuel economy based on EPA estimates.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro?
Welcome back once again here on the WB Mason post game. It is a 6-2 Yankees win today. They make it 2 of 3 wins against the Tigers before they now welcome the Baltimore Orioles to town for 3 games. In the meantime, another team that has been rolling is the Boston Red Sox, having won 6 in a row going into their game against the Chicago White Sox today. And Josh Beckett and his team looking to get over 500 for the first time this year. Bottom of the first, Alejandro De Asa. On second, Alex Rios through the left side, and De Asa comes around to score. It is 1-0 Chicago in the red pinstripe throwback uniforms. Next batter, Adam Dunn unloads on this one off Beckett. 5th of the year, a 2-run shot, and it is 3-0 White Sox. And Gavin Floyd more than equal to the task.
Yeah, I think he likes these throwbacks, Bob. He gets Cody Ross looking there to end the 2nd inning. Top of the 3rd, strikes out Marlon Byrd swinging on a fastball there. Top of the 4th, Dustin Pedroia tries to hold up, but he can't. And now we go to the 5th, and he freezes Nick Punto. Guess what? No hitter through 6.
But, you know, Pedroia can throw a monkey wrench into things. And top of the 7th with 1 out. Through the right side, past a diving Eduardo Escobar, and that is a single, breaking up the no-hitter. Floyd getting a very nice hand from the crowd. The White Sox winning that one right now, bottom of the 8th, 3-1. Big finish for the A's and O's, tied at 2, bottom of the 9th. Wilson Betemit with 2 aboard off Grant Balfour. Lines went off the top of the wall in right